Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Check, 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 check. Is this thing on?
First got Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
What's happening? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Hey,
Fresh edition, fresh edition.
okay.
Y'all feeling
Getting busy
good?
on the guitar, getting busy.
Man, y'all feeling good this morning? Let us know on this hump day how you feeling. Good morning, good morning. Fresh edition, the first guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Happening right now. We can't sing it enough.
Man,
It is the morning.
it is.
Yes,
Man,
it is.
feeling like it. Can't get the hump off my back.
Well, them kind of mornings. It is the 30th of July, so we are at the end of the month.
Man,
And you know what that means around here? Rent next couple of days.
my back, my back.
My neck and my back.
Man,
Pop says good Wednesday morning and mad love from Las Vegas. Appreciate you, Pops. Pops up and
okay.
early this morning. Michelle Moreno says good morning, everyone. Good morning to you. Appreciate it. Pop says I want to write some lyrics to the note. No, you can't hear that jam right there, Pop.
Mm.
Can't hear that one. I got some plans for that. But
Hey,
no, I'm just playing. Do the remix. So
yeah, yeah,
how we
yeah.
do.
If you still got the bug, pops.
Yes,
Make it
yes.
happen.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I pulled. It was funny. I pulled that one out and forgot I made it. And it was one of the ones like, oh yeah, I forgot about this jam. So there it is. And that's what we're doing. We're gonna continue to jam. How's everybody's native Omaha days going right now? Because we're in the midst of it. I've been seeing post after post after posts.
Yeah. So
Lots happening. Lots happening. How you feeling over there today, buddy? What's going on?
I'm tired, boss. I'm tired. I'm tired. Yeah, that son beat me down yesterday.
The
Son beat me
sun.
down. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
I
out
mean,
there, out there on the campground.
the campgrounds, bro. Like it's not the time to go camping. The two hottest days of the summer to be outside. I know y'all was
See,
running around there in loincloths, looking like the African tribes out there. Like it's too hot. It's too hot. Did you get in the water at all out there?
oh yeah, definitely. Got in the pool. On Monday, I believe.
I didn't
And
know there was a
then
pool out there.
man, real nice pool actually, real nice, man. Yeah, real nice. And then yes, man, had to invest in some water guns and some balloons and stuff for the
Man,
babies when we didn't get to the pool. Yeah, we were figuring out how to keep it cool out
yeah.
there. Had the fans going. So yeah, it was decent. It was decent.
I'd have walked around wet the whole time, bro. Just
Man,
make
pretty
sure I
much.
was stayed hydrated. Katie Rain in the chat. Good morning to you. Giving us some sunshine this morning. Got
See,
plenty of that.
yeah, got too much of that. You can keep the sunshine this morning. This morning.
Yep. Marla Harrison gives us a good morning, First Sky family, and happy Wellness Wednesday.
Yeah,
Marla, man, great job of covering the street naming yesterday, man. Shout out to the ladies who got the street name. You set up some photos and stuff like that
man.
too. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Some documentation of what went down. I like this one right here. Everybody standing in front of the Native Omaha
There
Club
you go.
building, getting renovated right now. So that's what's up. Nice little showing. A nice show out there for the people. And good. So looks like a good sign naming. That's what happened yesterday at 6 o'clock on 24th and Laird. The commemorative street naming ceremony. Vera Johnson and Betty McDonald, the founders of Native Omaha Days, and one of the events that looked like both the Native Omahans Club and the Native Omaha Days Festival did together. One of the only ones seems like to me. So lots to talk about. I know you guys been seeing this in social media a lot. Lots been said. Precious McKesson kind of summed it up for us. She's like, doesn't matter. We'll talk about we'll talk about the two organizations later. We'll figure this out. But right now, it is Native Omaha Days, and let's just go out here and party. Basically, is what
Man,
she was saying.
like you said, man, celebration.
It's a celebration, man. Whatever's going on, there's plenty going on. Of course, we could pretty much spend this whole show talking about all the events that's going on between the two organizations, and between and everything else that's happening. Everything that's even not an official like a Native Omaha festival thing that's going down. So people just slapping the name on too and
Man,
stuff like that. But yeah, every day I get up and find more activities, more things happening. Like this, Richie Love is going to be over at Noma on August the 1st. So this is the first time I saw this one. and it looks like special guest Jeannie Holiday as well. So shout out to what the work that Noma's doing over there, and everybody else. We'll jump into a few of those all throughout the show. Actually, we'll be talking about it. And as a matter of fact, there's so much I probably will we can jump into the conversation a little bit before we because it does have to be all throughout the show. There's so many things going down over the week. This coming up week. We're only on Wednesday.
Man,
Native Omaha Days goes to next Sunday, and there's just a lot happening. And of course, special guest Sherman Wells. I know you guys saw that coming in. Special guest Sherman Wells will be in the house, and he's going to be talking about what we got going on this weekend with the Untamed Summer slash I'm sorry, slash Chat Chimers Kickback
there you go.
that we're doing over at the Assembly of the Saints this Sunday coming up. So yeah, they put us on the flyer and it looks like they got all the senators there too, man. I was like, this is gonna be a family reunion for real over there.
Man,
Yeah, Senator Roundtree, Senator Spivey, Senator McKinney, put some respect on their names. Be some special guests. So we'll be talking to him about this event and what we got planned for Sunday and some of the other events that are coming up. You know, this week stuff that's going on. Heather Williams gives us a good morning, everyone. Marlon Harrison said the street naming had to be on the hottest day of the year.
man,
And he was out there dying.
man, melting.
Stacey Jean gives us a good morning. First Sky family and friends. Good morning to you. Appreciate that. Tony Johnson is asking, did we attend the Commission on African American Affairs meeting? Get an update from Tim Clark? No,
No,
we did not. We
but
did not.
we'll be talking about it a little later on.
We'll be talking about it. Do have
Yeah,
some
yeah,
reporting
yeah,
to
yeah,
do on that. So
yeah.
that did happen. They said it's time to get to work. So
Man,
they
time for some action.
time for some action. So
Yeah, man.
that's what's happening, man. And like I said, we'll jump into it before we get into a lot of these other events that are happening. Though, just want to kind of jump into talk about some of the things. This is season 3B. Space is the place. We talk about spaces, places, our place in Omaha, and there's a lot of housing talk right now as well. Stuff that's going down, other things in the news. So I'll throw it with the buddy, man. You got a few headlines you wanna let drop on us?
Yeah, yeah. But before we get into that, just real quick, man, checking in with you. How you doing this morning?
Man, I'm good. I'm good. Just staying steady. Just busy. A lot of work happening right now. I was just telling somebody yesterday when Buddy's in town, man. We going 3 times as hard to get a lot of things done that we need to get done
Man,
together as well. So and it just so happens to be the summer is when everything activates. So everything that's going on means that we kind of just constantly 24/7 working, and
mhm.
not just on our own stuff, of course, but families in town and Native Omaha Days is going on, and all kinds of stuff is going down. So. So it's busy, busy, busy. I've actually found myself yesterday going, kind of can't wait till the summer's over.
Really?
When I was standing outside and it was feeling like 110 degrees and I had 15 more things to do before I can go back in the house, I was like,
Mhm.
I'm kind of ready for the season. I'm kind of yeah. I'm ready for ready for it to calm down around here a little bit. But
Yeah.
that ain't happening. We got much more going on, even all through August. Lots of events, lots of stuff happening. And we haven't announced this one yet, but we are looking at doing a event in October coming up. So I'll
Mhm.
give you more information on that too. So after we get done with everything we're doing here, it'd be time to plan this fundraiser that we're putting together. So yeah, so so it's a lot of work, a lot of constant movement going on. But I personally am happy to be doing it, and I'm happy that we got people that want to support us doing it,
Yeah, man.
and just happy for all of you. So it's one thing to be tired out by your work when you hate it, but it's another thing to be tired out by your work when you love what you're doing. So yeah, it's a different kind of complaint.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely keeps us going. So we appreciate everybody tuned in right now with us, supporting what it is that we're doing right here on First Sky Omaha in the morning. As Paul said, we do have a few things to talk about. I do have a few guests coming through. Shout out to Big Sherman Wells joining us a little later on. But I want to start with something we don't really do, but it's been a pretty busy week and on some tragedies, man. And want to just acknowledge a few things. I know we had when we're getting ready for the show, Paul acknowledge some things, but it's actually even more that's happened that I forgot. So first of all, definitely, starting locally, want to send prayers out to the community of Fremont after that plant explosion happened yesterday. Again, still 3 people missing. So man, hopefully a speedy recovery and just hoping for the best in that situation. And still thinking of the chemical output and there's more conversation about that, especially with a lot of our listeners identifying environmental situations as news that they do care about. yeah, what is the environmental output from this situation? So more conversation to have about that, but prayers going out to that community. Also, prayers going out to the West Coast. Again, Paul, kind of close to home for you. The Pacific saw a tsunami after a huge, I think it was 8.8 magnitude um, uh, earthquake, and which sent the tsunami going towards Japan and even making its way from Russia all the way to the West Coast of the United States.
It was a tsunami warning.
Okay.
Ended up getting downgraded, so everybody was safe. But yeah, first, the news I got on that was hitting Hawaii. That they had a warning that it was coming to Hawaii, but and then after Hawaii, of course, 3 or 4 hours later, it'll hit us in Los Angeles. But it didn't hit Hawaii as hard, so they got some higher waves, but it didn't really hit in tsunami size waves. So lucky everybody was okay there. But yeah, definitely got a bunch of messages and checked in with folks. Got a bunch of videos. One of my brothers out there in Hawaii was posting about this thing happening as he was going live. The,
Man.
the the hurricane sirens went off, and he was just like, "Yeah, this ain't funny. Let's let's get to higher ground." So it was a little scary there, sketchy there for a minute, but unfortunately, it was okay. And even my friends in Russia, I called them and asked if they were okay. They said they happen to live on the other side of Russia where there was where they didn't feel it, so it was on the Japan side of Russia that 8.8 hit, and that's why they were worried about the tsunami waves. But everything seems to be fine.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Again, prayers out to them. Also, prayers out. A couple tragedies happened. Again, victims of the shooting in New York. Didn't really talk too much about that, but if you heard about the situation, again, kind of dealing with CTE. I guess the gentleman has some issues with the NFL and how they're handling those situations. But
Wow.
again, yeah, yeah, yeah. But tragic situation, and also the University of New Mexico. There's a shooting out there as well. So yeah, man, just um and I bring all this up. We don't usually do this, but you kind of made a great point about the spaces and places conversation in this theme, and the fact that the mind is the first space. If mental health, if, if the mind isn't right, then it's all downhill from there. So I do in this, first of all, acknowledge those victims, and also acknowledge everybody dealing with mental health situations. um Big shout out to Peyton Hogan. I don't know if you saw this video on Friends of, but he kind of talked about healing and mental health. Actually, he's a local psychiatrist, or I don't know if he's psychologist or a psychiatrist. I don't know his exact, but again, he helps in the community as far as mental health, working with therapy and things like that. But he made a post about healing being lonely, and it just again made me more so think about like what we've been talking about this Native Omaha Day week, living alive with one another, and really the importance of finding your tribe and living alive with each other, and the healing aspect of that, and really coming together. So wanted to make that comment and give a shout out to Peyton Hogan. If you haven't seen that video, Friends of First Sky, definitely go and check that out. Talking about spaces and places, and doing the work and finding the lane and getting active in the community. But none of that works. None of that is going to really be fruitful if, again, your mind isn't right. So wanted to throw that out there. And yeah, let's go ahead and dive into the actual headlines and things we'll be talking about today. Speaking of shooting victims and mental health, man, I don't know what's wrong with people and why you would vandalize these benches, but we definitely have to talk about the bench vandalization that happened next to Assembly of the Saints. Again, these benches were in the name of shooting victims and to gun violence in Omaha, and somebody destroyed them. So again, we do have Sherman Wells coming on, who works closely with Assembly of the Saints. I wonder if he has anything to say about this situation. And we're looking for updates. Again, people trying to find answers, and families are heartbroken from the situation. So definitely want to acknowledge that and talk about that. But also, in commemoration, on a more positive note, as you saw, the street sign naming went down. Big shout out to Marlon Harrison for covering that. Kind of going along the citizen journalism tip. The big shout out to Marlon Harrison, actually a part of our citizen journalist camp right now, content creators camp. So yeah, doing the good work, man, taking the notes and getting busy, man. So yeah, definitely big shout out to not just Marlon, but everybody who pulled up to that. And then also, there's some more news and videos coming out about the Native Omaha situation. Miss Kimberly Sherrod actually dropped a video. I don't know if you saw that, but yeah, some updates with this whole Native Omaha situation. Of course, there's some, focus on the celebration part, but some clarity as far as what's going on, what events to check out, and what's really happening. And then also the NCAA meeting, which somebody has already mentioned. Again, the Nebraska Commission on African American Affairs met yesterday. We've been kind of talking about it, and I want to ask the people, like, how are y'all feeling? Do y'all? I've kind of expressed how I feel it's important, but do y'all agree? Do y'all see how are y'all feeling about this? And now after this audit and some updates, so we'll dive into that and more. I mean, there's a big merger going on, Nebraska Public Media going out, which is kind of concerning for us. But yeah, we'll be talking about all that and more throughout the next 2 hours. Of course, if there's anything on your hearts and minds that we're not talking about, that we're missing the mark on, please feel free to chime into the chat. Let your mind be free. Let your voice be heard. In the meantime, between time, about 15 minutes into this thing, Paul B.
Yo,
What's the
yo,
word?
man, I appreciate everybody that's coming in early this morning. Do us a favor, share the show if you're on Facebook. If you're on YouTube, share the link and get as many voices in as we can so we can have a bigger conversation with more people in the community. Shout out to Wanda Lewis, who's giving us a good morning this morning. Appreciate you coming in. Also, Michelle Moreno said, yes, I was thinking of all my family in California. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, yeah, I still got family in Hawaii, so it was going to hit both of them places pretty quick. So I was a little anxious about that, but hopefully everything worked out there. So appreciate that. Also, Kimmer Snipes gives us a good morning. Appreciate that. Willie Hamilton says Grand Rising Kings. Man, shout
hey,
out to Willie Hamilton, all the work that Willie Hamilton has been doing, man. Becoming a sister city in Ghana and all the stuff that's been going on with him over there. We had to have him on the show and talk
yeah,
about some of the work that he's doing over there, man. I got some weird messages that went out that was people hating on brother Willie Hamilton for some reason, and I was like, who's doing that? Who's doing that? We got his back. He's doing the good work out here as far as we're concerned. So I would definitely like to have him on and talk more about the work that he's doing and all that. If you're still there, brother Hamilton, then expect a call. We gonna call and see if we can hook that up.
mm,
Appreciate you. Marlon Harrison in the chat real quick is saying Miss Kim Barnes, President Native Omaha Club Inc. said that the club will be doing an information booth during Native Omaha Days in October to bring in new and younger voices to the club. That's what's up. Appreciate that very much. Anthony Rogers Wright is in the chat as well. Good morning, saying what working class people are expected to drive to Lincoln during the day and be in a meeting for 4 hours. This commission may need to be commissioned.
okay,
Okay. Yeah. Well, this is just like a lot of those kinds of meetings, unfortunately. And this is one of those ones. Well, now that they're having these meetings, most definitely hit up the documenters and see if they can cover some of this as well. Because yes, these odd hours for some of these commission meetings are difficult sometimes. But we'll dive into that for sure. Also in the chat, I see was Tony Johnston says sad to see the 15-year-old a part of the recent shooting in Omaha. Yeah, there's been some shootings. There's actually been a stabbing over in South Omaha as well. So there's some violence going on.
mm,
A lot of times they kind of expect a lot of that happening when it gets hot. I heard law enforcement expects that there's going to be more activity when it gets hot outside. Unfortunately, that's that. So yeah, definitely need to pay attention to those things as well. And also during these Native Omaha days, man, buddy, something you said really struck me last show when you talked about the safety that we feel in North Omaha. It's really easy to just drive 20, 25 minutes out, 30 minutes out and start feeling a little unsafe driving around in greater Nebraska sometimes. So looks like you might be stuck over there yeah. And being able to come back to North Omaha and I didn't you don't really think about it at the time, but when you go out far like that and you come back in, you're like, man, I'm glad to be back in North Omaha. Kind of feel safe there a little bit. So that really struck me and then during Native Omaha days is when we really are feeling that way because we got all our people around us, people that are coming in from out of town, family coming in from out of town, lots of those things going down. So it's a really great time this week to feel very safe. And But we do have to acknowledge some of the reasons why and what's going on and some of the things the commission's doing, or not the commission, but some of the things that the Native Omaha Festival people are doing with the barricades and the fenced off areas and the police presence. All those things are a result of all the stuff that you're hearing back and forth with two groups running Native Omaha Days, which was one of the reasons why we have to kind of talk about it a little bit, and we will. So we'll give Buddy a chance to get back. I'll take a quick break and come back in. You're listening to First Sky Omaha in the morning. You can't hear him; he's over there singing. And we'll be right back. Stay tuned. Again, you're listening to First Guy Omaha. My name is Paul B. He's Buddy the God. And speaking of the African American Affairs Committee, here's Tim.
Hello, I'm Tim Clark, Chairman of the Nebraska Commission on African American Affairs. Our mission is to improve the social, economic, and political status of Nebraska's African American community through legislation, advocacy, education, and engagement. We focus on key areas: health and wellness, tackling disparities like higher rates of chronic disease, promoting access to culturally competent care, economic empowerment, supporting entrepreneurship, financial literacy, and equitable access to resources. Housing, addressing systemic discrimination, promoting fair housing opportunities. Education, fighting inequality through better funding, teacher training, and culturally relevant instruction. And finally, justice, challenging racial disparities in the justice system and supporting community-led efforts. To learn more, visit us at ncaa.nebraska.gov. We're committed to building a stronger and more equitable Nebraska together. Thank you.
This summer, North Omaha comes alive. It's the Native Omaha Days Festival, a week-long celebration of culture, music, food, shopping, and powerful community reunions. Join locals, new residents, and visitors from around the globe for the ultimate homecoming experience. Get in on the fun. Find event details, vendor info, and more at nativeomahadays.org. Let's make memories together at Native Omaha Days, July 28th through August 4th.
Welcome back. Technical difficulties. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Mickey Quates is going to join us on Friday to talk about some of these things. As we mentioned before, the Native Omaha Festival people hit us up to do some promotion. I at the time did not realize that it was two groups running Native Omaha Days, and so I was just promoting everything that everybody got with the Native Omaha Days Club and also the Native Omaha Day festivals. Didn't realize what events were what and associated with who, but we're gaining more clarity. uh, a lot more clarity. As a matter of fact, Miss Kimberly came on from the Native Omaha Club and kind of broke down and explained some things. But again, Precious McKesson came on and summed it up for me, where she said it really doesn't matter at this point. We'll have some discussions about how to run those things in the future. But as for now, Native Omaha Days is going on, and we're all celebrating and doing a lot to do that. And it started off yesterday with the commemoration ceremony, the commemorative street naming of Vera Johnson and Betty McDonald, who were the founders of Native Omaha Club back in the day. The whole Native Omaha idea came from them. This happened yesterday. Of course, we talked about Brother Marlon Harrison that went out there and covered this, and he said on the hottest day of the year. So shout out to him for doing that, and shout out to everybody else who's got a lot of things going on. This coming up, just coming up with Native Omaha Day stuff. As a matter of fact, I believe this social mixer is happening tomorrow. That's July 31st. This is from the Native Omaha Club. Welcome Home Mixer that's going down at the Elks Lodge 2420 on Lake Street with special guest DJ Riri. I've been seeing her name a lot around town, putting in the work. So I appreciate that. Another event that's going on that I just got wind of too, a ribbon cutting celebration for North Omaha Visitor Center. Shout out to Preston Love Jr. who put this together. This is August 1st. This is happening. So this is coming up in a couple of days as well. During the Native Omaha Day celebration, a ribbon cutting celebration commemorating the historic opening of North Omaha Visitor Center. So we got our own visitor center now for North Omaha, which is great. As you can see there, August 1st at 3 p.m. This will be going down. There'll be music and light refreshments. Another opportunity to get out there with your camera and be a part of all these big events that are going down, these ribbon cuttings, these street namings. So you can say you was there. I mean, these are the reason why they celebrate these moments is because it only happens once. Man. So you could mark yourself part of those photos when these things go down, and go check it out. So we'll be talking about more of these things to come. I also want to mention real quick, IB Black Girl gives their kickoff event is happening today from 4 to 7 at the Anarcha Center.
Yep.
Where is this at? Oh, is that on?
It's right. That's the new spot on the Deuce.
That's what they call it? I didn't know they called that. Okay, that's what's
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
2306 North 24th Street. Didn't know it was named that. Okay.
yeah,
Wait a minute. I did know that. It's named
yeah,
yeah, there's a reason why. Okay, yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's like yeah, they're that I think the Narca is named after a sister who's kind of like leading in women's health and yeah,
Yeah, I have to revisit that, get back to
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah, yeah.
explanation. Says, she says, "Join us as we launch a new giving circle rooted in collective care by and for Black women, femmes, and girls in Nebraska." So their kickoff event is happening coming up. I've been seeing this all around town. They do a good job with really spreading the word on the stuff they got going on. So shout out to IB Black Girl. I just want to mention that that's happening today, and I appreciate that very much. Also, got to mention the Revive Omaha Black Business Summit luncheon. It sounded like it wasn't going to happen, and they got it together. So it's happening Friday, August 1st. Another thing that's going on this luncheon from 11 to 1 at the Revive Center right there on 24th and Lake. So as you can see, plenty of activity that's going on. It's going to be hosted by Willie and Yolanda Barney. So shout out to them for putting the Black Business Summit luncheon in exchange. This is something I'm interested in definitely checking out as well. So, and then one more before we jump into the stories. Like I said, it's going to be a show full of events that's going on
Yeah.
coming up this next week. But the Step Up Omaha Showcase is going down too. This is July 31st, so this is a chance for us to really celebrate. Excuse me, celebrate the young folks that have joined up to the Step Up program and the stuff that they're doing. So, this is coming up July 31st from 12 to 6. The Step Up Showcase. I'm trying to understand why they said join us on August 6th to celebrate the talent. Might be a misprint there. So we'll get some information on exactly what date this event is here because we definitely want to show up for the youth. When we show up for the youth, everybody wins. Step Up Omaha Showcase is going down on I believe it's going to be July 31st, but we'll double check on that from 12 to 6. We'll get some information on that and put that in Friends of First Sky Omaha. And if you have any ideas on some things that you think we need to check out, some events, you can always put those things in Friends of First Sky Omaha. We can also have discussion about those events right there on Friends of First Sky Omaha Facebook page as well. And in the chat today, if you have anything that you want to highlight, let us know. Let us know because it's all going down right now. Lakeisha Green in the house. Shout out to Union
Hey,
Contemporary Art. Man, so much going on for Union. They opened up their season as well. You can still get tickets for their season. You definitely need to go check them out. Lots happening right now, man. They had their opening the other day. Of course, you can check it out. Northside Carnation by Denise Chapman is running, starring Kathy Tyree. And, this started on the 29th. It's going to run till the 31st. So they got it going on 7 p.m. to 8:30. Definitely check out Union for Contemporary Art. You can go to www.u-ca.org/happenings and get all the stuff there, man. And also, one more, they got a friend of mine, Brother Thomas Curry, who we were saying is
man.
this dude is like the historian of Omaha. He's over there as well. So shout out to his exhibit. This is the brother that takes all the photos and goes around carrying those books. It's got like Omaha history being built. Brother Thomas Curry, he's got an exhibit over there at Urban Omaha, and he's a exhibiting artist there. This is going to be there from July 26th to August 16th for his photo book release.
Man.
His photo books. Definitely check this guy out, man. He's one of these guys that is a go to the talent.
Yeah.
I tell this cat we need to do some video work with him because he's got not only these photos, but he's got all these stories behind it. He knows all the names
Mhm.
behind them. He's a real deal historian of North Omaha in a big way, and has been now for probably about the last 6-7 years. A little heavy into it, so I'm glad he's getting some flowers here, and you can go see his work over at the Union. Talented photographer, but also storyteller for real.
Man, man. Let me double down on this
Please do.
because yeah, yeah, yeah. And there's a couple things I know my internet dropped out. There's a couple things I got to respond to. I appreciate your comment earlier. But first of all, on the and it's all connected. So the first of all, on Brother Thomas Curry, please go check out this exhibit. I've been looking forward to this exhibit. It didn't say it on this flyer, but when I first saw the flyer, there was a caption that went along with it that mentioned like this exhibit is showcasing North Omaha like in a way that kind of connects with its humanity. Like you're seeing North Omaha literally through the lens of Brother Thomas Curry, and he's celebrating North Omaha through these pictures. He's not just going around taking pictures. I'm very expecting, like you said, a story to be told about specifically the community that is North Omaha, and beyond the shootings and the violence and the poverty and all the things that people kind of make synonymous with North Omaha. But I'm anticipating a celebration of the beautiful things, the summers riding bikes with friends, and all the things that make North Omaha. I wholeheartedly am confident that Brother Thomas Curry captured that through his lens, man. Very, very talented photographer. And it goes to the bigger picture. I mean, that's the Love Supreme Warrior, if you ask me.
Big time.
Again, helping us see ourselves through a different lens. That's what this is about. And that's what this whole Native Omaha Day weekend is about. Going back to what you said about, the feeling of North Omaha being a haven, a safe haven, and being home and feeling safe, and the whole family reunion aspect of this. It's huge. It's important. And I know we got our guest coming up in a second. But yeah, and as you were thinking, I'm kind of also remembering, like, this is truly I'm like, I have family members that I only see during Native Omaha Days.
Yeah.
And I'm talking like first cousins, uncles that I only see. Like, I might talk to them every once in a while, but I only see these folks. The last couple of times I've seen them was because of Native Omaha Days, which is kind of huge to me, because these are my loved ones, and aside from all of the festivities that's going on, there's still cookouts at the house, and there's still breakfast at home, and like, it really is a family reunion, which is important because going back to that mental health, finding your tribe, man, being with your folks, living alive with one another. You and I are heavy, heavy family people. It's important. Means a lot, man. So big shout out to everybody who understands, who's getting ready to celebrate, and who's coming together and living alive with one another. It's important. It's
It really
important. Need
is.
that.
Man, I'm so glad you gave Brother Thomas his flowers. This brother, like I said, he's been doing it for years. This photo that they decided to
Exactly.
use for his exhibit,
Yep.
it says it all, man. And in the grand scheme of what's going on now with when this city in this state talks about black youth, young black boys about this age, 11, 12, 9.
Mm,
Think about the laws and stuff they're passing to be able to detain 9-year-olds, to be able to try 12-year-olds as adults. The reputation of North Omaha as don't have any control over your kids. Your kids are killing people, and all the stuff that's in the news all the time about us. As a matter of fact, Brother Roscoe Wallace is in the chat that gave us a comment. He said, Good morning, men." He said, "Would love to stop by and share some of the collective work organizers are doing with our high risk youth."
most
So
definitely.
even we are talking about our high risk youth, and when I look at this, I remember, yeah, we might have some high risk youth out there, but for the majority of our youth is out here riding bikes at 9, 10, 11, 12, just like every other 9, 10, 11, 12 year old does. So for them to even choose this picture right here, or for him to even think to capture this picture right here, is a testament to his talent, his eye, nothing
Mhm.
like it. In,
Yeah.
in in some ways, because he's so connected to the community, he's connected to North Omaha the way he is. Nobody's going to be able to shoot some of the stuff that he shoots. So I highly encourage you to go check out his exhibit, sit with him, look at his books, let him tell you the stories of these people. And if I had to get my wish, I would love to start putting some stuff together where we can do some storytelling with him about based around some of his work. Because he's been there at key moments, important moments, and he's also been there, as you can see, downtime, just on the block while the kids riding the bike. Legendary cat, legendary cat. Love
Okay.
supreme soldier in the truest sense of the word, for real.
Yeah. And Marlon giving some information. Says he's a North High grad. V's up. Yeah.
There
Yeah. Shout out.
you
Shout out.
go.
Yeah, man.
In the chat real quick, we got RG in the chat says working these days shift hours has me forgetting about the show. What?
Man. Yeah, I know, man. I know, man. I know, man.
Look,
But
man, we
thanks
didn't
for
make the show
tuning in.
2 hours because of you, and now you. No, I'm just playing. We have Faulkner Cassandra is in the chat saying good morning. That's a great comment on his exhibition. Appreciate that very much for sure.
Man. Yeah, check it
Yeah.
out. Check it out.
Wanda Lewis is saying Chad Chimers Kickback Sunday, August 3rd. Yes, thank you for reminding me to speak on that some more as well. We do have the Chad Chimers Kickback coming up in conjunction with Untamed Summer. Let me see if I can try to get that. There we go.
There you go.
In conjunction with Untamed Summer. because we decided to practice what we preach on here. We're always talking about trying to make sure that we don't clash with events, so that we can give support to each other's events. And this way, we got with Brother Sherman Wells, and we said, hey, let's do it together. So Chad Chalmers Kickback is happening Sunday, August 3rd, over at the Assembly of the Saints. It's in conjunction with Untamed Summer. We also are putting out there, if you have a signature dish you want to bring a side dish. We'll have Papa God on the grill. Man, it's gonna be a good time. So hopefully we'll have Brother Sherman Wells come on this morning, and we'll talk a little bit more about this event that's coming up, and some other things that's happening as well. So lots going on, man. This is kind of haphazard. This show is all over the place today because that's what the city feels like right now for me.
Man,
Like there's a lot going on. Everything's all over the place, but it's all connected. But it's real. Like it's energetic right now. It's a very it's very kind of chaotic energy in a
mm,
positive way. In a positive way is what I feel like. A lot of stuff that's going on. We have our content creator camp that's happening right now as well
man.
in the midst of all this, right? Right. And also, we mentioned Monday that we had a really great conversation with Mary Ewing the other day. Watch out for some of the pieces of his interview that's going to get dropped here pretty soon as well. So yeah, man, just so many good things that are going on right now, and it's all based around living alive with one another, being in town, and being a part of the you're having your family come in from out of town, and us kind of hanging out.
Man,
Got a lot of good reports. I saw Precious, was posting saying we're outside. Shout out to Shawnee, who's letting us know about the situation out there as well. A lot of people who are going live that are friends of the show, and kind of letting us know what's going on walking around North Omaha at this particular point in time. So I talked to another friend yesterday that said it started Monday, and you can see people lining up, people going outside, people setting up camp, and it's exciting. Native
yeah,
Omaha Days time is exciting, very much. Right on, Pops. He says, I love the poster so much. It's an awesome artistic piece. I was hanging on my wall. Okay. Well,
mm.
shout out to AI helping me make it. Yeah, I had a good prompt on that one, and it was like, hey, I want a cool brother out in outer space on the moon somewhere barbecuing. So because this is space is the place. So there it is. Chad Chalmers Kickback. Pops, I think you probably do got a suit. You had a suit like this. Kind of now that I'm looking at it, it really does look like my dad in '73 for real. For real, for real. So the smoothness of the fro, whole nine. So yeah, man, yeah, I love it too. It's a great photo. Hopefully, it tells the story of what we're trying to do. Roscoe Walls
Man,
says small percent of high risk youth. Why I believe we can get back to that picture of Omaha he depicted. He says, I will check the brother out. We definitely need to uplift what's good about our youth in the city. My
big
thoughts
time.
exactly, man. My thoughts exactly. I appreciate that. Appreciate you saying that for sure. It is a small percentage of our at risk youth for sure. The majority of our community in general are hardworking, going to school individuals playing like normal folks. You know what I'm saying? Like this, for the way the North Omaha gets painted, sometimes is real ridiculous, and I have to fight to not get caught up in that narrative, and which is the reason why we do this 3 times a week, 2 hours a day too, is to change that, to not accept the master narrative of what's going on in our neighborhoods, and remember and report on the things that make this place seem like a different place. We have to. We have to.
Man.
Appreciate that. It is 7:38 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, we're anticipating our special guest to come in any minute. Hopefully, we'll speak with him. Sherman Wells, who is got a lot going on as far as the youth is concerned.
Man.
All these untamed summers that's going on all through the summer, and what's going on with all the kids, and the stuff that he's doing for the community on that tip. Can't wait to talk to him about that. But in the meantime, between time, where we at, buddy? What's on your mind?
Yeah, well, kind of going to along the thread of the conversation as far as celebrating ourselves, having a voice, having representation. Let's go ahead and dive into this conversation about the commission. I see people asking in the chat. And of course, I put it out, in the previous episodes about how I felt about the commission, and it's right up there with the Native Omaha Day celebrations, and it's the idea of taking up space, taking up place, and having a voice in these spaces. Just like Native Omaha Days is the uh, North Omaha version of saying, celebrating our community, celebrating our existence. Really, the commission is, to my understanding, supposed to be a representation of that on the political stage. Again, representing us, representing our voice, representing our existence, and making sure that you know, our interests are at least considered on a national level. Um, but I do want to put it out. Like, it looks like it's moving forward. I know Brother Anthony Rogers Wright said something about the commission being commissioned, but how do we feel? Tony Johnson, Vaughn Chapman saying some comments, talking about how it's made up to be selected the commission, or those chosen required to be Republican. I don't think so. Looking at some of the leadership, Tim Clark, Johnny Nesbitt, I think somebody just mentioned someone else that was added to the board in the chat earlier ago, Michael Young, I believe.
Mm.
And you see, yeah, I don't think everybody we see in this picture is a Republican. I highly doubt that. Um,
We don't have any information on whether or not they have to be. I don't think that they have to
yeah, I
be
don't.
Republican. That's not how they're getting chosen.
Yeah, but again, that's my thought. Again, if anybody has any facts on that, definitely let us know. But sticking to the facts, again, the commission was audited by the state that is behind them, and it looks like again the commission is moving forward. Tim Clark has been selected, as you've been seeing in the videos we've been playing, to kind of lead the group forward. He says, "What I'm sensing is like a big relief that that's out of the way." Talking about the audit, now it's time to start doing the work. Let's do the work. Some basic fundamental kind of things. How do you approve minutes and expenditures in terms of what's the oversight and accountability for approving and documenting spending? Maybe talk about implementing like Robert's rules of order and things like that. Seems like they're just trying to get it together, which is kind of disheartening. But at the same time, at some point, you got to get it together. So they are moving along that path. That is kind of where it is now. If anybody made it out to that meeting, definitely would love to hear your take on it. Or again, what are your feelings about the commission? Is this not really the direction we should be going as a community? Should we be right from support behind that? What do you think?
Hmm.
RG said, can you put the picture back up?
Yeah. So, yeah, I'll put the picture up. Yeah, I'd love to hear what you guys thought about that. Think about this as well. We kind of stated uh, what we thought it should be covering. I didn't know what this commission was built for at first, so I was asking those questions, and then kind of understood like what it's supposed to be representing our voice in certain areas of government and so on. And so once I got a grasp on what that was, definitely see Joanna LaFleur there, Tim Clark. I see some other folks there. Clarice Jackson is involved. We're going to have some people from the
Mm.
commission on the show. We're talking to Tim Clark and some other folks about coming on the show to talk about that as well. So this is what was going on at that meeting yesterday, and I'd love to hear from anybody that went. And like I said, we'll have some people from the commission. Go ahead.
Actually, looking at that picture, I was looking at the board. I don't know if you saw that, but you can kind of see the leadership of the commission on that board, which is very
That's what I was
interesting.
reading
And
from. Yeah.
yeah, looking at some of those names, shout out to Sister Clarice Jackson,
Hmm.
who's a member at large, Ted Lemkin, who apparently is the secretary, Johnny Nesbitt, who's the treasurer, Sister Joanna LaFleur is the vice chair, and Tim Clark, who's the chair. So there's
Yep.
your leadership there.
Shout out to Gwen Easter, who's also part of this commission and has been for a while. She's a chat chimer that speaks on it a lot as well. So we've been getting some. RG said, I know that dude Ted Blanken is not a Republican.
Well, there
Yeah,
you go.
yeah, I'm not sure that I don't think that that's the case. I think that the reason why there's a concern there is because it is a commission that is assigned by the governor, and so you would think that maybe the governor is assigning people to this commission that line up with his viewpoint as a Republican, but I don't think that that's the case here. So that's what it is. Tony Johnson says their minutes were not thorough or even posted as should be. Announced dates on flyer never matches when posted. Okay, I'm not really sure about whether or not their minutes lined up. I didn't get a chance to read those myself. If you did, love to hear some highlights from that. But like I said, the next step for us is to get a hold of somebody from the commission and bring them on, and we'll have some discussion about it. But at least if some movement is being made, there's some action being taken. There says time to put in the work and go to work. I see some faces and some names on that board that I trust is it can do that work and turn some things around and get this commission out of the news with all the negative press
Yeah.
that it's been getting is the point. So this will be an ongoing thing. We'll continue on with that, and we'll bring you some more information as we get it. 7:44 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, that is. I'm not sure what's going on with our guests. Let me double check and make sure I'm not missing any calls or anything right at this moment, and hopefully we'll have our special guest on here shortly. Shout out to Sherman Wells, who was supposed to join us today, so we can talk about what's going on. In the meantime, between time, we're going to continue to talk about what's happening around town because there is a lot going on, of course. As a matter of fact, I don't even have room to hold all of the publicity, all the flyers, all the everything that's happening right now for sure. We've been talking a lot about Native Omaha Days because it's going on right now. We've been talking a lot about Native Omaha Days in the controversy that's going on with the two entities that are running this. However many entities are running it, we're still out there, and we're still hanging out, and we're still going to events, and we're still living alive with one another, which is the point of all of it anyway. But here's a Native Omaha Days festival flyer. It's funny because I've been hearing a lot of people coming on live talking about this situation, and they always kind of end their speech with, it's Native Omaha Days. It's not Native Omaha Festival. So that's as far as the Native Omaha Days, the Native Omaha Club people are concerned. That's what they're saying. This is, and they're really, really against this word festival. They feel like festival is kind of denoting that this is something that it's not, or there's been a lot of talk that they're trying to make this like a Cinco de Mayo fest, but they're saying that's not what it was for. So they're people going back and forth on the language, but the bigger issues here to me have to do with what the limitations have been during Native Omaha Days as well,
Mm.
because there is more police presence. There is the barricade that goes down the middle of the street. There is fenced off places that are for vendors, and people are starting to wonder, where's the vendor money going? Why are they charging so much?
Mm.
Where's that money going? There's a lot of questions here when it comes to the infrastructure of this. And I think right now what they're doing is just kind of putting all that aside to say, let's just have a great Native Omaha Days. They also the club also is against the curfew. They're saying, there's feel like some freedoms are being taken away here when it comes to that.
Mm.
According to the way that the club set things out, and the two founding members set things out as well. The two founding members, Vera Johnson and Betty McDonald, who just got a commemorative street naming ceremony yesterday, and they're saying in the spirit of what they put together, we're feeling a little less free with the way that these things are happening. Some would argue, though, we're feeling more safe with the way that they are putting things together. So I do know that that's part of the argument as well, with the continued police presence, with the barricade that's going down the center of the road, how they're going to secure the parade as well. So there's a lot of questions that's going on about this event, and we don't we kind of stated the other day that let's just have some fun out here, but because of the fact that people have been coming on, like I believe she's the executive director, Miss Kimberly. She came on and made her statement, and other people are making their statements as well. We want to acknowledge that. We want to acknowledge that those statements are being made, and not just pass by them just because we decided, instead of worrying about the two groups, we're just gonna go out here and have some fun. So we'll definitely talk about it. So yeah. So anyway, with that, let us know. We'll getting past those things. We want to know what you're doing for Native Omaha Days, how you planned your week out, what events you're talking about going to. If you've already been out there, how is it? How do you feel? Have you been being able to reunite with family, have some fun? Tell us about the good moments of Native Omaha Days. Tell us about the good food. Well, tell me about the good food out there at Native
Mm.
Omaha Days.
Big boy got to
Uh,
eat.
Big boy got to eat. So yeah, I definitely want to make sure that I'm not missing any food trucks in any places. I saw Smoking Doja out there. I saw Wangs and Things out there. And so I was like, okay. There's a couple places I'm already gonna hit, but I definitely would love to hear that from you guys as well. Yep. Wanda Lewis says didn't know there's a curfew. What's the time on that? Yeah,
Yeah. I believe it was like 11, 12 o'clock the last time.
yeah. I don't have an exact time on that, but it was definitely they didn't want anything happening after midnight. I believe it.
Mhm.
Somebody told me it was 10, so I'm hearing some rumors of what it is. We'll try to find the information out as well. As a matter of fact, I was kind of looking for information on the safety aspect of Native Omaha Days, especially because that's what the Native Omaha Day Festival people were supposed to be in charge of. So I'd love to see that for sure.
Man.
Yeah.
Couple comments. Really quickly, Marlon. Yeah, I got your email. I'll get back to you on that. And I will say, I know you kind of say what you had to say on the Paul about the celebration and the whole Omaha Days thing, but I will say my journalistic mind is asking questions. Shout out to Miss Kim, again, who's an official with the club, who put out her statement and did in her statement mention that there is no funds that are transferred between the two clubs, that the committee does not physically support or sponsor or yeah, give any funds to the Native Omaha Club, and that is it is my ears perk up a little bit. I will say that. I mean, if you're charging $400, $500, $600 for vendors to have a license to vend on top of the license that they already got from the city, according to Shawnee, who's one of the potential vendors, where's the money go? Where is that money going? And again, I'm just asking the question. I don't know, but yeah, some conversation might be have to have after this celebration is said and done.
Well, we will have some answers to those questions on Friday. Miss Vicky Quates decided that she was going to come on and talk, and invited her on to really promote what's going on on the weekend. Some things coming up for Native Omaha Days on the weekends. So she'll be here Friday to talk about Friday night, Saturday night activities, what's going on Sunday. But that'll be an opportunity to be able to also ask what's going on with some of those logistics with that too. So hopefully we'll get some answers there. But we'll continue on with that because that is just what we got to do.
Yeah,
Cameron
yeah,
says I've been down on the deuce, but I'm always down on the deuce. That's right. Just lots of people out last night, and they all appeared to be just having a good time with each other. Love
yeah.
it,
I mean,
love
that's
it.
what it is. That's what it is ultimately. So there might be some incidents here and there, but the overwhelming majority of Native Omaha Days is just that people coming together, having a safe, wholesome, good time. But what I will say is something that has been criticized in the past years that is missing that I'm seeing a little bit more of this year. I'll say is events and things for the young folk specifically. Again, there in previous years there have been comments about what is there for young folk to do. There's no kid area, like where is there a kid area to take your children to have,
Mm,
crafts and face painting and like where's that event during this week?
that's a good question.
So that is something, but I will say I do know two events that are looking pretty dope for the youth. Specifically, DC Young Fly is coming for an event. There's a showcase, a teen showcase coming up, I believe this weekend with DC Young Fly. So shout out to the organizers and whoever put that together. And of course, our guest who was supposed to be coming on hopefully soon, Sherman Wells with the Untamed Summer and the events that he's doing at the Assembly of the Saints for the young folk as well. Again, this is a part of the well, not necessarily officially a part, but happening during the Omaha Days celebration again. And we will be joining in tandem with that. So big shout out to Sherman Wells for just keeping, spaces and places and keeping a space in place for young folk to come have fun, safe environment, actually get, hear speakers, get some resources, 20 weeks of summer. So again, if anybody knows anything else to do for the young folk, I got my babies out here for, let me know. Let me know. I'm looking.
And hopefully it'll be something indoors because it's hot.
Man, that
Speaking of the band, as we are speaking of him right now, he's just joined the chat. So we'll go ahead and bring him in without further
hey,
ado from Untamed, Brother Sherman L. Wells in the house.
Yo, what's
Yo,
happening?
yo, yo. What's going on, bro? How you doing?
Man, I'm good. Good.
Hey, it sounds like your mic's off. See if you can turn your mic on.
Let me
It-
see.
I'm hearing room noise like it's like the mic's on the laptop.
Is that good now?
yes,
It
sir.
got the swing that mug over.
was behind my back.
Good
Yo,
morning.
how y'all brothers doing?
We doing good, man. How you doing, brother? How you doing? How you feeling today?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good.
Man,
Good, good.
yeah.
Man, beautiful.
It's always good to see you.
Man. Yeah, I'm excited about this thing we doing this Sunday. Pastor Ballard, he was very excited. We got the three senators slide on us. Man, it's gonna be a beautiful thing. It's gonna be
Man,
Man,
beautiful.
I'm
yeah,
I'm
looking
I'm
forward to it.
happy our date coordinated with that date so we can be there on that particular day.
And the weather is gonna be cooperating. It's only gonna be like
What?
79, 80
Yeah,
degrees.
yeah, yeah.
Oh man,
Oh, we
yeah.
partying.
Cooling off. Supposed to be cooling off this week.
Yeah, it's gonna be good. We outside. We got plenty of tables, plenty of food. The chef cooking. I know that Buddy's dad
Yeah,
is
man.
grilling. The chat chimers talking about what they bring in. I said, oh
Yeah,
yeah, we gonna be
yeah.
Yes,
good.
sir.
Y'all get to see firsthand them kids, man. They had them Connect Four tournaments thanks to Michelle Moreno. And last week I was kind of gonna separate it by age, but then I'm like, nah, I'm gonna go ahead and let them all play. So we have 14, 16-year-olds. Man, they got spanked by them 7 and 8-year-olds. And them youngsters, the teenagers, when stuff happened to them, they so awkward. Soon as they got beat, they just pick up their phones like start looking at their phone. They don't want to say
Mhm.
nothing.
I didn't want
They
to
don't know
play
how
this
to
game anyway.
defeat.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a little kid game anyway.
That's funny, man. Well, that's what's up. About
Oh man.
how many kids show up, man? You've been doing this for a few weeks now, so how many kids are coming through?
Yeah, this is gonna be week
Mm,
10. And so yeah, I mean, I think in and out as far as people, we probably close to 100, but kids, I would say the majority of the kids is probably about 65, 70
Wow.
kids, you know. Yeah, they run around and get their food, they eat and drink, and then we got people that come in from the street. Some of them just grab their plate and
Mhm.
leave.
mm.
So
Okay.
yeah, it's been beautiful. I know the mothers in the neighborhood love it because they don't have to cook on
Man,
Sundays. So and we doing real meals. We don't just do hot dogs, and so it's like we giving them full
mm,
meals so that way they can chill on Sunday, and
Man, I love it.
they ain't got to cook.
man. But it's
Yeah.
not just that. I know you are feeding the community, but I know you also have some resources. You got some speakers coming out talking to the people. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
man. Last week we had Lipo there, and he was breaking down a whole bunch of stuff about just being
Mm,
yourself. We had DJ Ray Bay there who talked about the struggles of being a mom, raising three boys, and still being a DJ in a male dominated field, and then still becoming a nurse. And now she just got accepted as to take her
mm,
doctorate. So she's on her way.
Man, hardest
Yeah.
working woman in show business.
Mental health.
man.
Oh man, I'm telling you, yeah, mental health therapist. So we had Peyton Hogan there a couple weeks ago. So yeah, Jakeen Fox. Yeah, man, we've been having a pretty decent lineup of people. But then also Terry Crawford, she's came and done voter
Mhm.
registration. So yeah, we not done yet because we still got a CPR training
Man.
coming up, hand to hand combat coming up. Of course, the three senators. We have the African Diaspora Day where we're gonna bring all the different African cultures together in one day. So yeah, it's gonna be a beautiful
Man,
thing,
you
man.
doing it. You doing it.
Man,
That's
and when you do stuff like that, then you got a right to talk. So it's like you can't just talk and be a keyboard warrior and doing stuff. You when you're in the community, you actually assisting or trying to mentally assist with the youth and the things that they're going through. Then yeah, we can talk about
Man,
it.
that's again, we've been talking about lanes of change in this season, spaces and places. Everybody has a space and place in the community to get busy, to get active, to roll up the sleeves. And that's wholeheartedly your space and place. Talk about boots to the roots, man. Getting busy, getting active. We need it. We need it. We need it. So big shout out to you, man.
Yeah,
Putting your money where your mouth
yeah.
is.
Yeah, we have to. And I'm the type of person, even when I'm driving my car, I might switch lanes without even
Hey,
turning on the blinker. So,
gotta watch out. Gotta watch out.
you one of them. I be cussing at y'all every time
yeah,
I
yeah, I do it last minute. Like in Colorado, that's what they do. I learned that from Colorado. They'll switch lanes as soon as they do, then they turn on their signal. So then you can't say, "Hey, you didn't know I was doing
Man,
it."
speaking of that, really quickly, you pulling out the Camaro in the parade. You coming to the parade?
Yes, the Camaro Club will be in the parade. So yeah, we'll be there. We gotta be down there, I think, at like 7 or 8 o'clock or something. So we'll be there. Yeah, and I need to see if Michelle Moreno. I wanted to see if your son wanted to hold the banner for the Camaro Club. I think it might be him and Shamila, or if there's another young person who want to walk in front of the Camaros and hold the banner, that'd be
Okay.
great. But definitely Anthony for sure.
That's what's up, man. Get the car club happening. I was trying to get my whip ready for
Yeah.
Native Omaha Days this year, but ain't gonna happen. I gotta wait another 2 years to get mine out there. But that's what's up, man. I can't wait. I can't. You gonna be out there with
That all out there.
Oh, I'm sorry. You go. I think we're losing you. Your internet a little buffery.
Yeah, y'all both were sitting there like
Yeah,
we back, we
yeah. You
back.
close. If you got any windows open over there, close the windows up. 'Cause I think your internet is a little dragging this morning. I
Yeah,
wanted to ask you a couple things, man, before we get too far into this too, about because you over at Assembly of the Saints a lot. There's been some stuff in the paper here about these benches that got
Man.
demolished and messed up,
yeah.
and I didn't realize a lot until I read Melissa Wright's story. Shout out to Melissa Wright, who's always bringing the stuff that's happening. I just thought you had some beautiful. There was some beautiful black faces up on the murals over there at Assembly of the Saints. Didn't realize it was the people that had been victims of gun violence, and it was kind of a memorial area there. So the fact that these benches got messed up, that people put them down so they could sit there and kind of sit with their loved ones that they had memorialized on the wall. And so and I kind of see now where that was. They had the rocks in front of them. I see where the benches have been pulled up. The happiness to the story is that there's going to be some people that donate 3 more benches, and they're going to be looking out now. But or have you been tell us a little bit about that situation if you have any info on that? What happened there?
No, that is Miss Buffy Porter who does that. FOTS, Family of the Stolen. And
Mm.
yeah, so before there was, I think a long time ago, people was not wanting them to put these images on a building, and so Assembly of the Saints volunteer decided their building to do it. And
Man,
so yeah, I mean, when you talk about real church and community, man, that church is, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, actually, I just joined last year, and I actually was just getting up one day on a Sunday, and I said, I'm gonna go and see what church is about. And I'm driving around and got down on 24th Street. Then I'm like, no, I'm going back home. Forget this. And made a right turn, and the street was blocked off. So then I made another right, and then that right led me to that parking lot. So I'm like, you
Mm.
know what? Let me just go on in here and see what this is about.
Yeah, that sound
And
like God.
it ain't never left since.
I was gonna say you've been there ever since. That's
And
incredible.
Man,
been since, yeah,
that's crazy. No, that sound like God right there. Like you had some
yeah.
detours,
It was beautiful. And then I
divine intention.
walked in and everybody was so nice. I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a grown man. I sat there for a minute and just cried like a baby, just for I don't
Mm.
know why. It was, I think it was, I was just overwhelmed with excitement, spiritual. It was just that everybody was just so nice, no judgment. I wasn't dressed up, I had a hat on and everything else. So when I come in
Mhm.
there, I don't worry about somebody judging me, even if I
Man.
want to go in there in a short outfit. They don't say nothing, and they still treat you like family. So yeah,
I'm definitely impressed with the facility, the way they have the coffee shop there, the podcast studio. They have all these elements there, the weight room. They got all these elements there that is really community based.
Mhm.
You hear church and you think dress up and go to church, and they got that too, but they also got all this other stuff that goes on all during the week, and the
yeah,
use of the space is pretty incredible. So this just adds
Man.
something to it for me to learn that they have the pictures of the fallen on the side of the wall there. Didn't really realize that that's what that was. And it's a memorial that yeah, it just put it in people's face that this is what's going on here. Victims of gun violence that are being commemorated. So it's a shame that this went down. We'll have to get some more information on this. Like I said, shout out to Melissa Wright for letting us know about what happened here with these vandalized benches because it's just unnecessary. It's kind of stuff we don't want to see in
Man.
the neighborhood. Just unnecessary, bro.
Yeah,
So
just
yeah,
why?
definitely unnecessary. And we've been experiencing some other stuff. Pastor Ballard is going to speak on, but I'm gonna touch on it just briefly. That our occupancy license all of a sudden is something's wrong with it.
mm,
And at first they couldn't find it, and then they found it, and they like, oh well, it's been so long, we might have to re-inspect the entire building. Like, oh, okay. So, and there's a commercial kitchen in there, and that all of a sudden we can't find licenses for this stuff. And so it's like different things going on. And we've had Dr. Umar there, we've had Nuri Muhammad there, and then we're there. And so the BAA is stationed there. We got the garden there. So it's different stuff going on, but it's all community based. And it's like, it just reminds me of every time we do something for ourselves, there's always some kind of interruption, or you got to bother us to try to make it harder, which is already hard enough for us to come together and do our thing. And now you want to add this stuff to it. And it's like, oh, wait, we did find your occupancy license, but it's been so long. We just need to come through there again. Like, come on, man.
And especially when you know about how many things go on in the city that they turn a blind eye to for everybody else all the time with their own rules.
And
But
speak on it, Paul. Mm-mm-mm.
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like, if you can mind your business, like, I mean, that's my biggest thing. I be wanting to tell folks, why can't you just mind your business? Like, what is the problem? But
Man,
we all know that they're gonna come mess with us if we do anything for ourselves. It's history has told that story several times.
the paternalism, man,
It, it
it's kind of
definitely
infuriating.
it definitely gets old. So, but Pastor Ballard said he gonna speak on it because, for one, we when we talk about it privately to other people, we've learned that it's been happening to other Black businesses in North Omaha. So it's like we got to make sure we say something so that way other people realize it, because then we figuring it out like, dang, oh, y'all too? Oh, they doing that to y'all? Oh, okay. Because I remember when we did the gang intervention thing at Miss Stacy's, and next thing you know, on a Sunday, the fire department popped up and said, oh, we need to check your exits and the lights and all this stuff. I'm like, on a Sunday? Y'all just pull up in a fire truck and you need to check her stuff now all of a sudden? Like, wow, man. These
Yeah,
people,
it's crazy, man.
yeah. Good old Nebraska.
It's not for everybody. They didn't told you already. They didn't
Nebraska.
told you already. It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
And I guess while we're on this tip, there are some other things I wanted to talk to you about. Again, your hands are on a lot of situations, a lot of cases, and some stories that have gone quiet that I know that aren't just dead. And I'm talking about these police shootings. Brother Edward Henry, brother J.I. You're very close to those situations. Do you have any updates? Any information on what's going on with those situations that you can speak on?
Yep. So I can tell you that the family was able to see that video, and it's been very disheartening because we until the public see it right now, and then they be like, oh, well, you didn't see it, but I was able to get firsthand information from them that when they watched that video, even though Hanson is going around saying, oh, right when he got shot, the officer did life-saving measures. There were no life-saving measures. Actually, the family didn't get to see any life-saving measures because they said when the officer got out the car, he ran up on that car, and within 2 seconds, he shot J.I. I will have the mother of one of the boys that was in the car. Finally, she called me yesterday, said she's tired and she want to come on the show, but we just won't have her face or nothing on there. But she said that was her vehicle. So how did you even know who you were running up on? Because if you ran the plates, you would have realized that was her vehicle. So it ain't like you pulled up on a vehicle that was known to J.I. that he was in. No, one of his friends pulled up in his mother's car. Okay. And that was the mother's vehicle. So you ran up on that car, and within 2 seconds, you shot at that boy 4 times. He opened the door. I mean, when you yanked him out the car, you opened the door. J.I. had both his hands up looking shocked. That officer snatched him out the car, threw him on the ground, and handcuffed him. Even though Hanson is saying right after he shot him, he did life-saving measures. There were no life-saving measures seen by the family. They said as soon as he opened the door, he threw him on the ground, he cuffed him. J.I. was on the ground looking back at him, surprised, like, what's going on? That brother basically laid there and bled to death. And when they told me that, it reminded me of Amir. When they killed him in Minnesota, they told us the same thing. Oh, we did try to save his life, but then when we finally got the unedited video, they dogpiled that boy. They shot him, jumped on his back, dogpiled him, handcuffed him, talked for a minute, and then finally tried to start doing life-saving stuff.
Which
So
is it's just wild to me in the first place. My head can't get wrapped around you shoot somebody and then you jump down and try to save them. How about you just, you know what I'm saying? Anyway,
yeah.
we of course saw in the news that they said that the police officer was justified in that. That's what their story is, and that's why we asking you about it, because you talking to the family seeing something different on the camera.
Yep.
Mhm.
And that's their internal investigation. Now you gotta remember, that's like me and you and Buddy did something, and Buddy's on our team, and then we investigated Buddy, and then say, "Oh, Buddy, you didn't do nothing, so come on back to work, bro." That's what they did, because the grand jury has not even looked at the case yet. Okay. Don Klein has to present the information to the grand jury, which that's tainted itself because Don Klein is the attorney for the Douglas County sheriff. He's there to defend them. That's his job. So how do you present a case when you already saying not guilty to other people and then say, hey, I need y'all to look at this and see if you're going to find some charges on here? But they cleared themselves. And so that's why he put him back. But to be honest, if you think about it, that video is probably close to 1.8 million. And it's been reposted all over the place of Hanson with Jahi getting in his face. Now, I'm sure by now, since we've got responses from not just around the United States, but international responses, that he is probably very upset. And I'm sure his boys all around the United States probably done called him like, how you let that black boy get in your face like that? So this is Hanson's retaliation. He's taunting the community by putting Jesse Bronk back on the streets full time, right? You're endorsing and keep commenting on the fact that the county attorney Klein is running. Oh, he's the best county attorney. Like, you doing different stuff to just poke and prod at us. And we just not reacting to it because we're offensive, not defensive. And we ain't going to react to what you're doing. But at the same time, we got something for you, brother. And then with Mr. Henry, we got a few more weeks. August 10th, his cellmate gets out. I'll be the one there to pick him up. We're going to take that brother out to eat. And then once I talk to him and debrief, then we're going to get him on the circuit, like the Chitlin circuit. He's going to be on every show in North Omaha. And he is ready to tell his side of the story of what he witnessed firsthand being in the cell with Brother Henry.
So kind of one of the last people to see Brother Henry alive.
He was the last person to see him alive.
I do know we did talk about it last week. The family, shout out to Melissa Wright, who wrote the report. The family of Brother Henry is working on their own investigation, kind of not trusting this process that you're talking about, that you see on the screen. Sister Wanda Lewis is talking about. She says the deputy shouldn't have been allowed to return to his position until after the grand jury investigation. And even the grand jury investigation process, as you said, can be tainted based on Don Klein and the information and evidence he chooses to present to the grand jury. So very, very interesting situation. But I do want to double back a little bit and talk a little. I'm kind of surprised about this international national response that you say y'all have gotten. What are some of the responses? What are people saying?
I would implore you, if you can, to look at my TikTok, Sherman Wells on TikTok.
Okay.
The followers, I was just tapping at 10,000. I'm at like 25,000. So, and that's as a result of that video. And the responses are, we are with you. We support you. Thank God for this brother. It's just a whole bunch of positive responses. Now, of course, you got people from Nebraska who I wish he would have gotten my face like that, and blah 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 blah. And you got the threats and all that stuff going on. Of course, but yeah, man, the responses have been very, very positive. From Ireland to the UK to Africa, Europe, people just saying, hey, we stand with y'all. And they it's more like a charge for the people to see. They feel like the Black community is finally waking up and able to reclaim their power. We can't keep tolerating people to kill our children, but then also at the same time, we have to clean up our own areas as well. And so with us working on the gang elimination, and I know a lot of people was upset that Brother Jay Keys recorded a video recently of these brothers fighting at Pepper Jacks. But that video recording that he did allowed us to identify a few young brothers, and we was able to talk to them. And so I think and since it wasn't talked about, everybody just trying to get on his neck about why he didn't jump in and all that. And I could say for this, Jay Keys is a father. I mean, he's out of the way. And so him getting involved, even just with the perception of how he looked, because he wear golds, he got dreads. them young dudes might have thought he was an OG of that guy if he would have jumped in and did all that stuff. And so I do appreciate him recording it, because then for us who's in that field, we was like, oh, I know them boys. Let me go talk to them. And so something positive was able to come out of it. And that's why with the African diaspora, we were able to talk to those boys about honoring not only JI at that thing, but to kind of tone it down, brothers. We need y'all to chill out. And so we'll be honoring JI. We'll be honoring Nailip from the South Sudan community who passed away recently. The idea to do the African diaspora thing was mine and hers together. And even though she left Earth, I said, we still gonna do it in her honor now. So yeah.
That's what's up.
Man,
You
that's
said a
huge.
little earlier, you said Pepper Jack. Were you talking about Eat the Worm?
Pepper Jack.
There was something happened to Pepper Jack. I missed that one.
Yeah, it was a big old deal because a young man was working and some young men came in there and they jumped on him while he was at work. And yeah, but we were able to identify those young men, and they were really receptive when I called them. It went from, who is this? Oh, yes, sir. Okay, yep. You know, so it's some respect there. And again, like I told brother Jay Keys, had me, Robert, or anybody else been in the restaurant, it probably wouldn't have happened, because they would have recognized us and they would be like, we ain't about to do that in here, you know. So it's different, and everybody got, like you were saying, lanes and stuff. So you can't really put it on him to say, oh, he should have stopped that fight. Which I get where people coming from, kinda, but at the same time, that man, you know, putting himself in harm's way, not knowing the dynamics of what's actually going on in the community, you can't expect everybody to do the same thing.
Man,
so my reaction and y'all reactions, it would have just been different.
Everybody's not a soldier.
Come on, man. And you can't expect people to do the same thing.
Right.
And so I never expect somebody to do what I would have did. And you know, I can't even be mad and be judgmental to the brother, because at least the fact that he recorded it, we were able to make something out of it. And you got to look at the love aspect of what came out of that. And so yeah, man.
Miss Wanda Lewis in the chat says we're grateful to have a person such as yourself, and to speak on behalf of the majority of our community. Justice for all. And it's got me thinking about what you're just talking about. Everybody's got their lane. We definitely consider you a person who's got boots to the roots. You community organizer, communicator. These different lanes that we're talking about, we put together. The theory behind it is that each person, organization has their lanes, and it takes these amount of lanes in order to be able to make any change happen. And everybody, if we can get people to stay in their lane and work harder in their lane, and then join those lanes up with other lanes, then we can be like a freeway that just plows through the city the same way the 75 plows through North Omaha. So where do you see yourself in that when you think about the lane that you occupy? What's the lane that you feel like you occupy and thrive in? And then I'm gonna ask you something else after you name that. I want to know how you work with people in other lanes. But what is the lane you identify with first?
So I would say, again, for me, I'm one of those people who switch lanes without blinkers. So I thank God, I would say I'm blessed that our Creator, the more I've been submissive to the will of God, then I'm able to be like a chameleon and do whatever is necessary for the situation. And I think, with some of the stuff that I do in the background that I don't talk about, like the young men, I think it's necessary to do everything that you can. I know when you look at a wiring of a vehicle, every wire is going to something else, and it's wired to do that, right? And sometimes you have to pay extra if the wires get crossed or short out. And so I think for me, the communication piece, coming from the gutter, and like I wasn't like a super street dude like that, but I was definitely born into poverty and abuse and neglect. So I can relate to a lot of that stuff and the reaction that you come out of being raised that way. And so instead of thinking why me, I'm just like, now I understand why it happened back then, and being able to. So I think I can relate a lot to the people that started off in poverty or started off in the abuse, neglect, or just not having nobody there for guidance. It's funny because I was just talking to my wife about that. I wasn't raised with my mother and father, so I didn't have those memories of like the cousins and hanging out and spending nights and waking up, going to mom's room and and stuff like that. It just none of that stuff existed in my life growing up. So I didn't have neither parent that I could wake up and be like, oh, hey mom, hey dad, or none of that stuff. So it was definitely different, but I think that the thriving for me is just being able to relate directly to the ground of people that normally won't come in the building and come talk to you. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's pretty much what we've observed, like you said, on the ground. That's the boots to the roots lane that we've kind of identified, because to your point, not everybody's a soldier, not everybody's gonna get their hands dirty, not everybody's gonna be on the people, not everybody can relate. I mean, that's just the reality. So I do want to give you your flowers really quickly, like hearing the international community responding, hearing the work that you're doing with your cousin Tamir. It's very interesting to like have a brother like you from the community that's doing this international level work and being recognized internationally. Man, you definitely deserve to be celebrated, and I know you're not in it for that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Which is even more reason to celebrate you. So, I mean, we appreciate you. Looking forward to this weekend. Not necessarily kicking you off. You're definitely welcome to hang out and chill with us. But just want to give you your flowers, man. Man, appreciate the work that you do. I know it's not easy, especially like you mentioned, coming from the background that you come from. A lot of people can use that as an excuse not to do anything or not to strive for anything or not to be
Yeah.
anything. But you've done the opposite. So, man, inspiring. Love you, brother, and keep going.
Yep.
Appreciate you and love you too. Yeah.
Very much, man. 8:22 right now, if you believe in the concept of time. And we're joined with Brother Sherman L. Wells from Untamed. We got a event coming up that we're in conjunction with. Untamed Summer is going down. It's the Untamed Summer that's happening on August 3rd. They've been doing this every week for, he said, 10 weeks has been going
Yeah.
on.
The
This
weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, man. This particular one is going to be featuring Senator Roundtree, Senator Spivey, Senator McKinney, and of course the First Guy Omaha Chad Chimers Kickback is going to be happening at the same time in conjunction with Untamed Summer. We're going to all celebrate as a family towards the end of this Native Omaha Day week. As a matter of fact, I think that's the last day of
Yeah.
Native Omaha Day. So that's what's happening, and we can't wait to get with you guys, party with you guys, have a good time over there at the Assembly of the Saints in a big way. Also, man, when we put this whole idea together, this lanes of change idea, we definitely thought of you as a coalition a builder, a boost to the roots person, a person who's really can call kids. Like, I ain't gonna call them kids. I don't know them kids. You know them kids. You gonna call them kids, and you go and you got the respect there for that. And you also are a communicator. That first one is
Man,
journalism is activism, is also you as well, with the way that you are connecting with not just local people, but like Buddy said, internationally. So I'm gonna steal this idea from you that you change lanes with no blinker.
Yes.
In this whole lanes of change situation, there's some people that can pivot on several different lanes. But there's also some other lanes out there too. There's political power. We think about like what us Senator Terrell McKinney has been doing for us. That goes along right next to the lane of the work that you're doing with kids and the work that we're doing communicating and so on and so forth. So yeah, man, we're going to talk to you more about that because I want to pick your brain a little bit more on the lanes of change idea. And because I really want to identify what other people in the community are doing, and really try to make people understand that we only gonna move anything if we can stay in our lane and work together side by side in the lanes and move forward. So I'm gonna talk to you. Definitely talk to you more about this idea another time. When we're together, and we can maybe even do a video interview with you on that, and talk about the lane you occupy and so on and so forth. If you wouldn't mind doing that with us, but yeah,
Oh,
man, we just really appreciate. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I said, oh yeah, we got that podcast room there. So if we wanted to sit down and jump on a quick interview and all of us just talk about the experience like afterwards and the stuff that we've been doing, and that would be beautiful, brother.
I
man,
love it.
man,
That'd be
yeah,
beautiful. And just briefly, so for me, I've hit a new stage of working together. Um, Now I'm only available if it's youth led initiatives or something productive for the community. Because now with X Watch, we still putting that stuff together, and it's all coming from the back end stuff like the paperwork. And so yeah, I've been so consumed with that, I don't really have time for other stuff. And honestly, y'all, I've tried my best to sit down and talk, work with people, but I don't want to go to no more banquets, no more meetings, no more nothing. I have to use every minute of the time I have on earth for productive action. I mean,
Man,
when you talk about Untamed, it's unified nation taking action, mentally erasing deception. And so I have to stay true to that part of who I am. And if it's not action, brother, I just can't do it no more.
man,
I'm wore out from that. Um, I'm sorry. And so like meetings, if it's not video meetings, I'm not doing it. If it's not about the youth, I see a lot of people complain about YNs this and YNs that. First, I don't even like that people call them that. But
mhm,
if it's not youth led, and especially if you're not doing nothing to assist the youth, but then always talking about it, I just can't do it, bro.
man.
Yeah.
Man, no time for it. No time for it. But before you go, I know we're running long on time, but you kind of mentioned something that I saw. You got your hands are so much, you're so busy. This X Watch, you mentioned that. What is that?
Man, X Watch it's a beautiful thing. We are 100% going from the Panthers,
Mm,
monitoring the monitors, being in the community to respond to different things, which we've already been doing already a lot.
mm-hmm.
It's just don't get broadcasted. But now we are going to take in more people. We're going to build more of an army coalition of people. We're going to keep it private. So it's not going to be some nonprofit, nothing. And we are going to get our ways of funding it. And it's really to be able to monitor the police from a safe distance, being able to escort domestic violence women to and from court, being able to respond to the grandmothers or mothers that's dealing with their young children
Thank
having issues, going to the house. Let's go pull up and talk to them. And if you know anything about like New Era Detroit, it's similar to that, even
you. Hmm.
similar to the Panthers. Everybody is so there's this just great awakening of us taking control of our community. And
Man,
and like I was talking about earlier with the church, like you want to start playing these games and doing this stuff. Okay, so we'll just come to your office. And when you show up in those uniforms, it's definitely a different vibe. We got
hmm,
invited to the Good Trouble rally with John Lewis. And when we pulled up down there in those uniforms, the eyes, like, everybody want to say they support black people, but when you see black people being extra black,
Blackity black.
blackity black. And one guy was like, "So what are those red, black, and green flags on here? What does that mean?" I said, "Oh, it's black nationalists, And so what are you aiming for?" I said, "Black first," and then walked away from it. And he turned into a tomato. He didn't know what to say or do. But I'm not here to explain it to you. Go look it up yourself, bro.
man.
And we had a white guy down there. They did okay though. They was trying their best. They sung the Black National Anthem, which me and Anthony Rogers Wright almost fell out of our chair. And it's like, "Oh, we're gonna sing this song that's so important to the Black led movement," and they bust out with that. But I mean, it was still good. They did their best. And I appreciate being invited, but I don't think they was expecting us to show up that way. I don't know if y'all have seen the pictures yet. And then, yeah,
All
Hey, man.
right. Come on, man. Paul, be ready. Paul, be ready.
Yo,
I'll be ready. Yeah, and we showed up like that, and then of course, the initial me coming out to Black Power, and then I said some of the words of Black Power, and then we did our speech. I had the most cuss words in history in this speech, and at first they were saying, "Oh, you can't really cuss. It's gonna be down here." Oh, I dropped so many bombs in that speech, and then left with "Wake Up." So
Mm.
yeah, I mix the music with the message, but it's all message music anyway. So, We was
Love
blackity
Supreme.
black. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's a Love Supreme move, man. Using the art, using the music to
And you
give
know
the
what?
message.
As soon as we got off stage, I had a bunch of Untamed shirts. They formed a line to buy those shirts.
That's
It
what's up.
was not like get these black people out of here. No, how can we help? What can we do to support? Yes, sir.
Man.
Hey, bro, I love it. Even
The interpreter.
sign language lady was decked. She was decked out too. Sign language lady was blackity black.
She was blackity black. And when y'all see the video of her trying to keep up with the performance of Wake Up, oh man, her face, she was so into it. I thought she was throwing up sets, you know. She was going crazy. It was so funny. But
Man.
again, they formed a nice line. We made probably about $500 or $600 that day. Some people do
Nice.
donate, you know. The
Wow.
speech probably about 6 minutes. That's it, you know, but it was hard hitting, impactful, and blackety black to the blackety black point, bro.
Man, that's
It didn't come
beautiful.
to play. So yeah.
Man, I'm glad we got to talk about that and get a little more information on that. You mentioned New Era Detroit. I actually have a friend who was the president of New Era Atlanta. So when you talk about New Era, I'm wholeheartedly familiar with the work that's being done. Also, you remind me, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the Unity movement going on in Chicago.
Yes.
Yes.
It's
So
all
there is
city to city, brother.
city to
Where
city,
we
man.
at, we are taking our power back. We are
Man.
reclaiming our communities. And I believe that every city that got the gangs, the black people, we turn that into a place of commerce and love for us, our entertainment, our food, our clothes, our culture. Come on, man, with our own protection, so it ain't gotta be like, oh, there's 4 black people, there's a gang, they're rioting. No, we can protect ourselves. Y'all go on and get on up out of here. And if we need you, we'll call you because you work for us, you know. So
Man, beautiful. And this is what Space is the Place is about, man. This makes me excited. This is the type of space and place that I want to dwell in. You know what I mean?
man,
Us doing for us, and
us
that's it.
doing for us.
That's
Brother
it.
Jahi, Robert Wagner, Kasim, you know, the army builder. We 100%, man. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And the thing about it is, Wagner got a kids camp. Kasim is doing stuff with children. I'm doing stuff with children. Jahi got the Harambe group. We have the room to talk because we still are engaging with the youth, and it's not intervention, it's prevention. We got to stop them from ever thinking being in the gang or on the streets is cool. That's not cool, bro. That's not your life. You wasn't built for that.
Man, and to that point, I'm so excited about this X watch because I'm thinking of the Unity movement and how it's redirecting the energy of the youth who are in these, like, these are our protectors, these are our warriors, these are the ones who, you know, aren't afraid to put their life on the line. So let's make sure they're putting their life on the line for the right things, for the right people, for something of value, you know, not just this nonsense that's going on. So
They
again,
the birth of the army, brother. You
man,
absolutely right. Yeah, they just
energy
need
can't be
they need
destroyed.
the direction. Yes, sir. You right, man. You right.
Yeah, thank you for the work that you're doing, man.
Yes,
That's what's up. We're gonna let you go, bro. But we appreciate you coming on. Can't wait to party with you on Sunday.
Yes,
Have
sir.
a good time at the event. Once again, Untamed Summer is going down at 4:00 p.m. Hey, man, we're gonna have the whole fam in there, man. The Senator Cypher and First Guy Omaha and Untamed and Assembly of the Saints is going down over at Assembly of the Saints, 4224 North 24th Street in Omaha. Definitely check it out, man. Come on through. It's gonna be food. There's gonna be games. It's gonna be bring the kids. Like Brother Wells is saying here, man. The people in the area send their kids over to get a meal. They ain't got to cook that night.
Even the homeless people come get a meal, because one thing you gonna see when you come in that space is love, love, and more love, man.
Man, that's what it's
and
about.
when you start with love and the foundation is love, can't nothing beat it.
You ain't lying.
Nothing can beat it, brother. Yeah.
Man.
Appreciate you, bro. We'll see you soon.
All right now, y'all. Peace.
Peace
and love.
There it is, man. Brother Wells, always, man, so dynamic. I'm trying to tell you, always the dude. We're gonna take a quick break and come right back. You're listening to First Guy Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
Paul B, buddy to God.
Hey.
Wake up. Yeah. Wake up. Wake up, 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 wake up. Wake up, 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 wake up. You better wake up from this dream. Life is not what it seems. This culture's not your reality. You better unplug or be a casualty. Cause the life that we lose in the drug and boozing is keeping us off from our greatness. We gotta spread the love and stop hating. Then rearrange these front pages. From murder and death to building our wealth. We moving in stealth. Milking the game till there's nothing left. And teaching my people to love themselves. I'm crashing on competition. That's an interference with the commission. Man, we tired of listening, so we standing up. Unification amongst us. Wake up, 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 wake up. Wake up, 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 wake up.
Wake up, wake up, wake up. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
All B, buddy to God.
Hey.
Man, appreciate everybody that's joined us this morning. And do us a favor, share the show. If you miss any parts of this show, you can do us a favor and go back to YouTube and watch it in its entirety. See the whole interview with Sherman L. Wells and the Untamed situation. And then, of course, if you Chad Chimers, we want to celebrate you. So definitely come out to the Chad Chimers kickback that we're having on Sunday in conjunction with the Untamed Summer over at Assembly of the Saints, 4 to 7. Hit us up on Friends Up, or you can hit us up on the email firstskyOmaha@gmail.com. Let us know if you're going to bring a dish. We would love to see if you have a signature side dish you want to bring, because we got Papa God on the grill. There'll be some other food there too. And of course, you can if you want to bring a pack of water, go ahead and do that, because they ask for that every week over there at the Untamed Summer, because they got, as you can see, there'd be 70-80% kids over there. And so having more waters and juices and stuff like that, it always helps, especially throughout the summer. They can probably never have enough packs of water over there.
Oh yeah.
For what I understand. So definitely do that. If you can't bring any side dish, then maybe just bring some drinks, some waters for the kids and so on. But it's going to be a good time. We're going to be on the domino table again, where Kimra Snipes is going to shoot for her three-peat win, third in a row. Somebody going to try to get her off the table this time, no, I'm quite sure. So get ready for the Bones tournament that's going down over there as well. We're definitely doing that. And so much more, living alive with one another all through this Native Omaha week. And then, of course, we have our special guest, Vicky, Vicky Quates is coming through on Friday to talk a little bit more about what's popping off this weekend with Native Omaha Days. And then we can ask her some questions about what's going on between Native Omaha Festival and the Native Omaha Days group and all those good things. So get your questions ready for that as well on Friday. And man, I still want to hear from you on how it is that you planning on living alive with one another over there at Native Omaha Days. Of course, it's a really a black holiday for Omaha that was put together by two sisters from back in the day, Vera Johnson and Betty McDonald, who just got their commemorative street naming ceremony happening yesterday. So they got the street name from them. We saw the pictures. They're right outside in front of the Native Omaha club building that is getting renovated right now too. So lots happening with the club, and they got big plans for the years to come. And that's why they want to straighten everything out with everybody who's involved. But everybody's very excited right now, just because it's such a celebration of us. And I do talk to people that that are not black that also come through because they're associated or whatever. It ain't like you get kicked out at the gate if you ain't black. But it is a black holiday for us in North Omaha in a big way. I learned that coming here as a transplant myself. I came here and was like, oh, all Omaha's doing this. No, just the black community in Omaha. That's what it's for. That's what it's for. So so that's what it is, man. And we really appreciate everybody who's there. I want to hear from you. How are you spending your Native Omaha days? What streets are you walking up and down? What vendors are you hitting? What food is good out there? Who are you going to go see? Play some music? All that good stuff. Really want to, can't wait.
To that point, I know one of the highlights of one of the events, the main events that everybody tends to go to, is the parade. And there was some conversation in the chat about confusion about where the parade was going to be, what time, and things like that. So I did want to kind of just acknowledge that for anybody who didn't see the comment and still had questions about where and what was going on. Scrolling through, I know for sure that the parade will be on 30th, starting kind of at the Salem and going all the way down, I believe, to Johnny T's.
Okay.
So going along 30th. I'm not sure the time. I'm trying to find the comment.
10 o'clock.
Okay, I see it. Yeah, thank you for putting that on the screen. Yep. So there you go. The second starts at 10 a.m. 30th and Lake. So again, by Salem Baptist Church and goes all the way down to Johnny T's. So
If you
there you
know
go.
anybody who's walking in the parade, I've been hearing a lot of people calling out. If you want to walk with us in the parade, hit us up. So you got an opportunity to be in the parade too if you talk to the right folks. So definitely hit them up. Sherman Wells was just talking about the Camaro Club's going to be there, and they're going to be
Mhm.
rocking with the flag down the street. I think I heard Precious McKesson say something about that she was going to be down there, and if you wanted to march with her, then hit her up too. So some opportunities to be in the parade, not just be part of it. And yeah, man, you know, I think there's this is the high. This is one of the highlights. This is one of the things that started originally with the Native Omaha Club's Day celebrations was the parade. So and yeah, there was always a question. It hasn't been going down 24th Street for the last 2 or 3 Native Omaha days, or probably more
Yeah.
than that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
especially since 2016 or 17 when they started putting the barricades down 24th. So 24th is kind of for walking and cruising, and 30th is where the parade happens, from what I
Mhm.
understand. Yep,
Yep. Yep. No, we're not marching in the parade.
not marching, but give me a couple years, we're gonna be low riding down the parade in a couple years.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
think is going down. So
Actually, on that note, we actually scheduled our content creators camp during the parade, so we're working on pushing that back a little bit for those who are a part of the content creators camp. Look out for that.
yeah,
Um,
August 2nd. Well, wait a minute. They say August 2nd is the parade or August 3rd?
August 2nd is the parade. It's
Okay,
this
got it.
Saturday. Saturday.
Saturday. So yeah, our camp is usually at 10 to 12. We're going to try to move that back so people can participate in the parade. More info to come if you're already signed up for that.
Yep.
Yep. 8:41 right now. If you believe in the concept of time, you're well into the second hour of First Sky Omaha in the morning.
In the morning.
If you missed it, we just had Brother Sherman Wells on. Always
Man,
inspiring dude. So
heavy,
many things, like you said, hands in so many things. You know what I'm saying? Really
heavy
appreciate it.
convo.
Heavy convo. So that's what's up. You see, I appreciate that very much. Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me, Pops. Pop says I saw a comment by Brother Harrison's parents having a street name after them in Omaha. So that's what's up. Yeah,
Man,
man.
okay.
The street naming is deep out here. It's heavy out here, and I love it. Giving people their flowers is one of the best ways to do that. So shout out to your parents, Brother Harrison. And we have to get some more information on that about their street naming. That's what's
Yeah,
up.
didn't you say your uncle has a street?
Yeah, I have a great uncle. Yeah, there's my great uncle. Um, J- which one? James? I can't remember which Allen. See,
You asking me like I'm related.
let me bring up my
He said,
stuff.
"Which one?"
Okay? Let me bring up my stuff. Jesse, it's Jesse Allen. It just came to me.
Ah,
Jesse Allen Boulevard is my great grandfather's brother, and he has a street on the. As a matter of fact, he's on his street is they renamed the Decatur Street. Uh,
mm.
yeah, the one that Michelle Trostler used to live on. So that's what's up, man. And then I was just thinking about so many people that just got some names. Of course, Bud Crawford. I was out there for his street naming. Uh, 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 TV1. Uh,
Kathy Hughes.
Kathy Hughes, thank you. Kathy Hughes street naming, we were out there for that. And many more. John Beasley, we was out there for that street naming. There's a lot of
Man,
street namings that happen around Omaha, man. It's a trip, but it's a good way. It's a good way to commemorate people. With their especially it's like and then of course our mayor John Ewing just had the street naming on
man,
the block that he lives on. So it's really interesting, like where you grow up, you can get your name on your street. You go do something and come back and get that commemoration. Yeah, it's great. It's a great thing.
man. I'm actually glad you kind of ended that with John Ewing because that reminded me of a direction I was gonna go. It's kind of speaking of brother Ewing, so I appreciate that. Appreciate that segment. Last about 15 minutes left in this thing. A couple things to get into, but I did want to just go back and acknowledge some comments from our conversation with brother Sherman that Kimmer was saying as far as the discretionary funds and some of the funds that might be available. They were talking about in the chat. Kimmer said each city council member has a discretionary fund of $50,000, talking about possible funding avenues. She says they could get something from Livonia, and the city has a community fund, but I believe it's invite only. Have a meeting with the mayor and um, thinking about the money, follow the money. We've been talking about the lanes of change, and that is another lane. And still reeling from our conversation with the mayor last week. As you mentioned, look out for some material from that. We are working on that content as well, dropping very, very soon. So look out for that. But thinking about the investment, thinking about the future, thinking about, again, one of the big things that came from our conversation with Mayor Ewing is, the possibility of areas of investment. I know we talked about the police and the whole budget situation, but also affordable housing is one big announcement that he says the city is planning to make very soon, as far as some changes and some moves towards creating affordable housing. Now that we know that there's no real such thing, but again, helping people to find a shelter, which is something that is important, not just the City View situation, but now coming out of the news, the Central Park Apartments is now having a similar experience as
Mm.
far as residents of this area. Again, neighbors at the Central Park Tower Apartments in downtown Omaha say they have called the management company of the city and finally are now reaching out to the news, saying that the area is not safe for the disabled or the elderly. Also saying from one thing to another, bed bugs, just no AC in the lobby, no AC in the hallways. It's just a nightmare, a mess, according to one tenant, Daniel Luckett, who moved in back in 2021 and says things have only gotten worse. Again, KMTV was not allowed inside the building, but according to Luckett, who is again resident, there is homeless, all kind of trash. It just never stops. It's always something. And again, this is just one another entry, the latest saga in the whole affordable housing and just quality housing situation. Whether you can afford it or not, is it quality? Is a big question. So again, in these spaces and places, we'll continue to look through those things and have these conversations throughout the season. But yet again, we've been talking a lot about City View and reasonably so. We need to continue to talk about those. I believe it's about 20 residents still left in that building. But again, remember, it's not just OHA Towers, it's not just City View, but several properties throughout the area need to be dealt with.
It's interesting how they didn't let the cameras inside the building this time. I guess they learned their
And
lesson from Sherman going in with his camera City View, and then in places like that. Very interesting that they're not allowed. But shout out to KMTV for even running that story, and everybody involved with that. But yeah, the more exposure here is what really going to happen. Tony Johnson in the chat is has been saying this a lot. He said it several times during this show. Follow the money and take action on relocating funding to better serving groups. We know who's doing what. Now we have to do something about it. I agree and disagree with you on that.
mm,
You mentioned several times about taking funding away from groups in order to fund other groups. I think that there's plenty of money out there for other groups to be able to have money without us taking funding from other groups. I know that you have a thing against some of these other groups out here, and that's the way to you feel like they're misappropriating funds. But I also, in learning what I'm learning, there's not a finite amount of funds. There's actually a lot more money out here in order for us to be able to do what we got to do. And I think that yes, people, it's really all about deciding that they're going to direct money to groups like how we just talked about Sherman Wells and Brother Kasim and everybody who has their groups and could use more money. But there are also groups that don't want to accept any money from the same places that other groups are accepting money. You talked to Brother Kasim, you just heard Sherman Wells say that too. He's like, without nonprofit funds, we're going to do this. So.
mhm.
So this also we can spend a whole bunch of energy, trying to defund other groups and stuff like that, or we can come out the pocket and help some of these organizations like Untamed and Brother Kasim and those guys that don't really even go after those funds.
Yeah.
And so that's part of it as well. So appreciate your comment because I do see that yes, there's got to be some allocation of money. Money needs to be allocated differently, but we also need to just have more of it and stop succumbing to this narrative that people are giving us that we're only going to give one or two black groups some money. Like nah, you're going to give all of us some money if you're going to give it. If we get our money back from taxes that we've paid, then we all deserve that back. And there's plenty of it out there. They use millions of dollars for on golf courses and lakes and all kinds of stuff all the time because they just decide that's what it is they want to spend that money on. So if we want to expend that energy, trying to make sure that we get some of those funds that really are owed to us, they do come from our taxes and stuff like that. We want to expend that time to fight to get some of those dollars. Then yes, they need to understand that there's plenty of money out there for everybody to be able to do what they got to do, And the biggest thing that we really want to do is, if we are going to even use that money to try to build our independence up.
Man,
It's kind of like taking out a bank loan to start a business. You don't just get bank loan money every year to keep your business going. You got to you start it, and you get it self perpetuating, and now you're self sufficient. So I really think that that's the case. But I am glad you brought this up too, because like you're saying, as a taxpayer, I'm funding efforts. So why not fund good efforts with my taxpaying dollars? Fully agree.
man.
The city budget, we had talked to Mayor Ewing about the budget. The last news we talked about it was that he proposed it to the city council. City council approved it, and I actually am putting a call out to can't remember the brother's name, but we interviewed him for as one of the candidates that reads through every page of the budget every time that
Yeah.
budget comes out. I want to dig in his brain and see what he's got to say about those things too, and take a look at it ourselves and try to decipher what's going on. But I did like some of the things that Mary Ewing said in the interview. Interview coming soon, and
Hmm.
yeah, I think it's really interesting. He did talk about philanthropic dollars as well as state, as well as city, federal. He went down the list of all the places that money was going to be coming from, and deciding what he was going to do with it. I think one of the biggest controversial things that in our community that has come of this is there is more money allocated to police. And we
Man.
complain about this every year with Mayor Stothard, that more and more money goes to the police. Happen again. So it's definitely something that we need to definitely dig in and talk about. We'll dig into it as we go. But yeah, I appreciate everybody that's keeping their eye on those things too, man. It's a lane. Economic
It is.
power. Economic power is one of the lanes of change, and we cannot have the any change without it. So we do need to be, like you said, as a taxpayer, making sure that the money goes where we want it to go, but also out of our pockets. Funding some of these groups and some of these organizations that are doing the work that we want them to do as well, and not depending and relying on philanthropic efforts or nonprofit dollars all the time. So, yeah,
Man.
let's talk about that. Go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to that because as we continue to think about our conversation with Mayor Ewing and what the future might look like, what his plans are, beyond the federal and philanthropic and what other grant dollars are out there. One answer that he gave that I really really appreciated was again, as treasurer, I'm I actually had this conversation with a friend yesterday. As former treasurer and somebody who's money minded, I'll say that I'm very confident in his ability to actually get other dollars flowing in the community and specifically asked about the business part. And he mentioned a plan, a tiered approach to this. And I remember after his answer, I'm like, okay, that I can't argue with that. It makes a lot of sense as far as, again, bringing in um, manufacturing jobs and, some of the other jobs and then bringing in entertainment, retail, and things like that. In that answer, it was clear that he understood that people need money to spend before we get to the entertainment and all the other things. And I definitely, again, am confident and excited about what that prospect looks like as far as not only the philanthropic side of things and what's going on with the DED and the federal funds and the state funds, but just getting into business and making some money that way. Very excited with what that looks like and what those prospects might be. And that, as everybody's been talking about, is a missing part. Even brother Tony Johnson, a lot of times in the chat, like, how are we going? Where's the money coming from? I think brother Vaughn Chapman says that a lot. Like, yeah, we can build these things, but where's the money to support it?
That's real. I mean, I agree. Yeah, I agree with both of them on that. It is an issue. I definitely think it's a lane. I think I see people fighting for it all the time. It takes me back to Senator Terrell McKinney, Senator Justin Wayne, trying to bring that $400 million in the North and South Omaha. Like, that's money that was allocated that could have went somewhere else. They had to fight for it to come where it came. That's definitely part of this thing. So it is a lane, and this is the reason why we're naming the lanes, and we're trying to say that, like there are people that are in the lane of economic power that are fighting for that, and that's one of the things that we want to put on them to fight for where our tax dollars go, and what organizations receive those dollars, and so on and so forth. That's definitely a lane. But there are other lanes. There are other lanes like we just had Brother Sherman Wells on, and also we talk about Brother Kasim. These are two entities that I keep thinking of: Untamed, and the BAA. that are looking at doing something different, and they have a different mission. They have a different lane. They're boots to the roots. They're talking to people directly, dealing with people directly. Some of the money that goes to them does stuff like feed the neighborhood, like what's going on with the Untamed Summer every
Mm.
Sunday. That's a lot of it, for sure. Anthony Rogers, right in the chat, is asking, was he specific about what kind of manufacturing job, especially in the context of Trump tariffs? Don't think he was specific on what kind of manufacturing jobs.
I feel like he named off a few, but I'll be honest, I don't remember exactly that. I do remember
Yeah.
how I felt about his answer. I do remember the gist of his answer. But as far as specifics of what exactly he said, I'm not gonna. Yeah, my memory might be playing me at this moment
Well
on that
well, I
one.
know that we didn't talk about Trump tariffs at all, so
No,
that
no,
yeah,
no.
so that was part of that. But he had a pretty comprehensive plan about what we can do about property taxes, about what we can do about building affordable housing. So he had a whole kind of plan of how this money comes from this and trickles down to that, and then this,
Yeah, yeah,
and I was just like, okay, yeah, this is something I'm gonna go back and check that part of that video out to see that plan there. There was a few things, but yeah, there's something to talk about and see. And again, not only did he was he a treasurer for all that time, but he actually has a degree in business and other and other thing. He said that he wanted to be in finance,
accountant.
an
Yeah,
accountant, right?
yeah,
So he's always kind of been on that tip on money minded for sure, and because he has the kind of connections that he has, that's really what I'm interested in too, man. He really can reach out to the right people. That's the thing that amazed me over the course of his running for mayor was to find out how connected he is all over everywhere, you know, and of course your connections are the way that you team up
man.
and yeah. So we'll see. Appreciate your comments. Let me see. Jobs. Yeah. Tony Johnson says, remember that was the task of Trayvon Brooks and his office to do and create a report on what jobs are needed and possible for North Omaha. This never happened. So how are we gonna how are we gonna know what jobs people are willing to do? That's a good question. What jobs are people are willing to do? Um, I haven't thought about that in a while. I think about what job is out there that's going to give me a living wage.
Man, that's I think that's what's the jobs that people are willing to do. The jobs that, pay them enough to live. I think that's it.
I mean, it's a shame that has to be it, but that's kind of like is kind of where my mind stopped.
Mhm. That's where my mind went. I'm pretty sure there's, dreams, people want to be firefighter, astronaut, things like that, but at the end of the day, the bottom line is the bottom line.
Yeah, interesting. Uh, Anthony Rogers Rice says he was not. Oh, go ahead.
Just thinking, I do remember though in the course of our conversation with the mayor, I did ask him about specific industries
Mm,
that they might have been enticing or courting to try to bring to the Omaha area. I was thinking more so along the lines of like e-gaming or some other cutting edge industries. But again, he has a plan. He didn't really get into it in detail during our
mm,
conversation, but yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Anthony Rogers Rice said he was not at the Democratic Mayors Association meeting in Cleveland last weekend, which is unfortunate. I hope Mayor Ewing is paying attention to NYC and Minneapolis. That's what peeps want. I did get the impression that he's very solutions oriented in that sense, where he's looking at other places and what other places are doing for some answers on that stuff. So yeah, we can. I appreciate it, man. Like we put that call out. If you got some questions for the mayor, let us know. And so we did the best we could with the questions that we got and we had. But we will be speaking to him in the future. So this is all something that and I'm also getting this impression that he's a very approachable person when it comes to that.
hmm
Anyway, we
hmm
can always reach out to him. This is stark difference from our last mayor, where
man,
we feel very much like we can just give him a call and sit down and have a conversation, and and really find out what's going on. He doesn't kind of dance around the answers either. He's very direct with his answers. So I'm encouraged by that, and we'll see. You know us, we're always here trying to do our best to work with what it is that we got. Sometimes there is the point at which we need to dismantle some things. I think about Precious McKesson and the six to dismiss.
man.
We talk about Governor Jim Pillen, Senator Pete Ricketts. Don Bacon already said he's not going to run. Congressman Mike Flood, Congressman Adrian Smith, Don Klein for Douglas County Attorney, Douglas County Sheriff Aaron Hansen. These are all people that Precious who's in the Democratic Party wants to find some people to
Replace.
replace them with. And we still got to put that call out too, especially you, brother Anthony Rogers, right? Other people that are paying attention politically a little bit more than the next. Who are the people that we need to be putting in those seats? Who are the candidates? Remember you saying in particular, brother Wright, that there wasn't the people that are running now doesn't feel like they're going to be able to make it happen. Uh, and that it's really not about the people running, really not about one person. It's about building some momentum with teams of people that can groom and get people to the point at which we can occupy some spaces
Hmm.
around here. So I'm with that. If that's the answer, then who's doing that? Let's figure that part out as well. So yeah, there's a lot to talk about on that tip, but we are coming to the end of the show now, so we want to go ahead and move on from that and say that we will be continuing on to celebrate what's going on here with Native Omaha Days. And
Amen.
definitely want to hear from you on that, even if we didn't have time to hear from you today on that. Put it in Friends of First Sky Omaha, what you're enjoying, what you're doing, what shows you're going to go check out and see what's happening, all that good stuff. And definitely let us know. Let us keep in touch as well, man, so we can get out there. One more thing that I keep on forgetting to mention is this. Speaking of spaces, Omaha Inland Port Authority Innovation District Plan is coming up August 7th. Put this on your calendar if you want to be a part of this. You want to help shape the innovation district, which is the whole is part of this conversation that we're having now. What companies and industries are going to be coming to these places. They have to attract some for this Inland Port Authority. They may have some in mind already. These are some things that we need to talk about. But on Thursday, August 7th, from 6 to 8 p.m. at MCC's Fort Campus, the Swanson Conference Center. Definitely come and be a part of this and be a part of that conversation there. As you can see, there's a QR code there. I'll put this in Friends of First Sky Omaha so you can hit the QR code and get more information. But definitely check this out and be a part of this so you can make your voice heard about this Inland Port Authority. I think that is going to be something that we talk about a lot as far as businesses coming to North Omaha, work coming to North Omaha as well. It's going to be a huge part of that. And I do remember that the mayor did say a few things on that one too. So we'll do it. Anthony Rogers Rice says, I just think we need people's platforms before we can have people's candidates. Feel that.
Man,
This is how independent black orgs have done it for years, from Ella Baker to Fannie Lou. Man, we need to do a whole thing on Fannie Lou Hamer for real. Platform before candidates. Yeah, I appreciate that.
man, man. I really appreciate that comment, brother Anthony Rogers. Right, I love that comment actually. And I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. This is kind of the idea of the season. Spaces, the places. Like before we move into creating the space, let's come together and try to imagine what that space and place looks like. And move from that vision with that in mind. So I appreciate that big time. Yeah, yeah.
That's what's up. Let's go ahead and get out of here, man. RG says week 3 on this new job means I can check out the whole show again. That's what's up.
Hey.
Said don't have folks checking up on me constantly. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Any words for the people, buddy, before we get out of here?
Yeah, yeah, man. I see my man Aggie Kid coming through, my brother. Man, peace to you, man. Peace and love. As always, hope love and light. Hope everything's going all right with you. He says, "Good morning, First Sky family. Top of the morning." Also, Pops giving us some love. He says, "Outstanding show. First Sky has become a pillar in the community and is contributing to the growth of other pillars. I love it, man."
No, listen, buddy. You know I read Pop's comment last every show. You gonna jump on my lines? You gonna just jump on my lines? I see how it is. I see what you're doing. I got you. Got you.
Man, hey, I love that. I love that
You in the
comment.
room
Thank you.
too. You might get the elbow. You in the room too.
There's some furniture moving. Uh,
Aggie Kid, definitely come out, bro. Chad Chambers kick back this Sunday. Love to see you over there, man, for sure, for sure. And
yeah,
everybody
yeah,
else, we're going to celebrate the chat for sure, for sure.
man.
Definitely some things to talk about when we come back next. Vince Furlong, if you haven't seen Vince Furlong's comment in Friends of First Sky Omaha, we got to get to that, talking about the OPD Citizens Academy. We also got to talk about this huge merger that just happened, right? That is now we have a train spanning the span of the country because this huge merger that's happened. It means a lot of jobs in here in Omaha, Nebraska, where the headquarters is staying, Union Pacific. So yeah, many things to talk about, and of course, special guest Vicky Quates is going to be on with us on Friday. So definitely get busy there. Stay tuned with that. That's what's up, man. Brother Jahi in the chat, man. We didn't get to speak on some of your comments, but I really appreciate you coming through as well. That's what's up. I can't wait to party with you guys on Sunday as well. I hope that you
Man,
guys are gonna be there. Gonna be a good time. Good time for real, for real. Yeah, man. Yeah, that Macho Man. Yeah, not the Hulk Hogan. The Macho Man elbow. That's what's up. Yeah, man. Appreciate you guys, and we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. Shout out to the Omaha Tribe elders for allowing us to be on this land and speak while we're here. Shout out to our elders allowing us to speak before you, and shout out to you, the chat chimers, coming in with your great comments, allowing us to speak with you. We really appreciate these conversations. Do us a favor, share the show, send the link to anybody who you think would be interested in these conversations and being a part of them in the future. And thank you so much for all the people that are members of the channel as well. If you want to be a member of the channel, please go to firstsky.omaha.com and hit the join button and become a reoccurring member of the channel. The $10 people, thank you. The $25 people, the $50 people, thank you very much for already being that. And if you're so inclined to help us continue on with the mission that we got going on here, please consider doing that as well. Consider doing that for all public media that's happening right now. Ever since the Trump administration took a bunch of money away from public media, NPR is hurting, PBS is hurting, our own KIOS is hurting. Uh, we didn't get into this, but this whole merger that Paramount just did, I'm kind of over them. I'm actually thinking about cutting my Paramount channel off,
Really?
and putting that money into KIOS. Yeah, I don't like what they did with Stephen Colbert, and I don't like what they did with I don't like this merger, this way that they kind of kissed up to Trump to do this merger, and and of course the merger went through. The merger it paid off for them to act how they act, and I'm kind of not with it. And there's a lot of people talking about boycotting CBS, boycotting Paramount. And I'm thinking about it on a personal level of me just kind of like cutting my Paramount channel off and putting that money into KIOS, because I do get up and listen to KIOS every day, and I'm happy that we have an NPR station in Omaha, and I get in my car and that mug is on pretty constantly. So the times in the past I would give them a couple bucks here and there just for donation's sake, but I think I'm gonna do a $10 reoccurring for them because it's what it is. And then don't forget also, Nebraska Public Media is the one that took over the Reader. So shout out to John Heason, the Reader. The Reader still exists. They're the ones that own it. So yeah, all this kind of this independent news that we're doing and that we're mixed up with and work with other groups on is suffering right now because of the way that they took away some funding. But this whole industry is rallying in a big way. They already worked the situation to where they didn't have to depend so much on federal funds, but
Mm-hmm.
there's still some overlap that needs to get there. And I'm kind of thinking about it myself. So I urge you to consider it too, so we can keep this independent news thing going in the midst of everything that's happening, especially in this administration. And we're going to keep on doing what we can do with it and expanding it. And it'll be with your help. So appreciate you. Thank you. Take care of yourselves. Stay warm. Live alive with one another. Get down out there in Native Omaha club land out there, man. The Native Omaha Days is happening. Put a couple dollars in the vendors' hands, buy you some food, see a
Hey.
couple shows. This is the only time we can really see some live music that's not in one or two places. We can kind of see live music all over the place this week.
Mm.
So definitely check it out. I'll be up there August 7th in Dreamland checking that out. My cousin Nate Bray will be playing. Mario Corbino will be in the house. So I'm definitely going to hit that one up. There's other ones coming, man. If we talked about Terrace Martin's mentor, Richie Love, one of Preston Love Jr.'s sons, going to be here at Noma as well, August 1st. So there's lots of music, lots of jazz, lots of, if forget Jazz on the Green, come on with us and over here and check out some real jazz in some places like Noma. And let's get busy and have fun together. With that, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Again, thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll see you Friday. Take care of yourselves. Peace.
By the way, Van Gogh. This is protected by the red